Yo, big up, guys. Welcome to the Chris CFC 2.0 show. Yeah, fucking, oh man, you don't know the fucking half of it. Let me just see who's in the building quickly. Big up the man them in the house. Yes, we have Kreb, big up, Chrissy Morris, Debla, the Carter, Charlie's girl, big up, always a pleasure. Justice in the house, Christopher, hurry up, mate. I want to abuse. Okay, you're in the fucking mood tonight, yeah, mate. You got a bit of Dutch courage, yeah, Justice, my man. Nice. Who else have we got in the ass? If I didn't mention your name, oh yeah, Ostrich, big up, pal. Nice of you to come on my stream and return the favor. Games you love, big up. Okay, we are. 1 second. Let's get the show on the motherfucking road. Brian, you shouldn't have done what you done, mate. You really shouldn't have done what you did. And tonight, this one is for you, mate. Big up, Brian Hope.
Traveling in a freighter combi on a hippie trailhead full of zombies. I met a strange lady, she made me nervous. She took me in and gave me breakfast. She said, "Do you come from a land down under, for women glow and men thunder? Can't you hear the thunder? Better run, better take cover."
I am very sorry, guys, but this is a fucking tune.
Buying bread from a man in Brussels. He was 6'4" and full of muscle. I said, "Do you speak my language?" He just smiled and gave me a Vegemite sandwich. He said, "I come from a land down under, where people flow and men chunder. Can you hear the thunder? Better run, better take cover." Yeah. Can you hear the thunder? Yeah. Better run, better take cover.
Right, so that is a tune and a half. Let's get this show on the road. As I said, I'm not the Wasp, but he's got a great taste in music, and it's sad that you're never going to hear this again when he starts up alive. But Russ, rest in peace, my man. Guys, I am going to put the link in shortly. I'm going to run my mouth a bit and then I'll open the panel. Alright guys, big up.
Lying on my cell bed, thinking what my father
Thinking what
said.
my father said.
I'm lying on my cell bed, thoughts going through
Thoughts
my
going
head.
through my head.
What if there's no way out now? What if my life's mapped out now? What if they know where I've been? What if they know all my sin? I can't wait. I'm gonna put the knife in. I can't wait. I'm gonna put the knife in. A holiday to that strange ways hotel. Some people call it hell. I'm gonna take you one step higher.
I'm gonna set this bitch on fire. Okay, let's do this. Okay, Brian. Brian. I can't even... I can talk about you, but I can't even let you on my panel. Because I don't trust you anymore, because you fucking porn bombed me the other day. Right? Luckily, I fucking deleted the stream. But that's just part of the story. Guys, just one quick question. If you can hear me, if you can hear me properly, if you could just put a 1 in the chat, I would appreciate that very much. Because I've had problems with my mic, so just let me know. Oh, shit, alright, 1 sec. 1 second. For fuck's sake. Alright, 1 second, I'm gonna come out and... 30 seconds. Yeah, that sounds better, right? Let me know, I appreciate it. I think I can hear it, it sounds better. Alice, big up in the house. Guys, can you hear me better? No, it's just an echo. Brr, fucking hell. Alright. Alright, it's better. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna speak close to the mic. Okay, basically, Brian, we were getting on okay. And yeah, turn your camera off. And we were getting on okay. And basically, he didn't like something I did. So he tried to blackmail me. He said he recorded phone. Can you put your mic on mute, Chrissy, a sec? Yeah, basically, he tried to blackmail me, saying that he's recorded phone calls that we've had. And basically, when we was on calls, you know, they would chat shit about fucking the X-Hive. You know how they do. And I didn't slag the Hive off, but, you know, just for tactical reasons and strategic reasons to try and get info and see what's going on, you know. So everyone on my side knows the situation anyway. But I said to Brian, you think you can blackmail me? Are you fucking mad? So when he realised he couldn't blackmail me, the fucking wanker says, I'm going to get everyone to mass strike you. What a dirty cunt. And then I let him on my panel to talk to him. And basically fucking he porn bombed me. And then when we're friends, it's like, oh, Chris, you're doing well. You sorted yourself out. Well done. And now fucking we've fallen out. It's like, oh, Chris, you're a junkie, this and that. Big up Shines. And I'm going to be showing some WhatsApp fucking footage in a bit. But yeah, fucking Brian Hull was in a Chelmsford prison. And yeah, fucking I have been told certain things, but Chrissy,
How you doing, mate?
to pass the buck to?
Yeah, Chris, what you've got to realise
good,
is that Brian only ever does stuff for Brian. Yeah, he's only ever nice to people for what he can get out of them. He's got no integrity about anything whatsoever, as we all know. And the thing is, mate, it's like, you know, he said that he's got 300 videos on me. He hasn't got one. And he definitely hasn't got one that's anything that I'm concerned about. You know, blackmail is Brian's thing. He's a con man. He's a blackmail merchant. He's a wanker, and he's the biggest bullshitter I know. And I've been in politics, for fuck's sakes. I know what bullshit is. But if Brian ever does come out with anything that's true, no one's going to believe him anyway. You know, all this, I've got 300 videos, I've got 16,000 calls recorded and blah, blah, blah. The thing is, mate, it's like...
Yeah,
you know,
got one sec, Chrissy. Chrissy, one sec, right?
Yeah, no worries, man.
Chrissy.
Yeah, I'm here.
Chrissy.
Yeah, man.
Chrissy, sorry.
Can you hear me?
One sec. I'm going to put the link out shortly. We just want to cover a certain topic and then minutes. Go on, Chrissy.
So if anyone wants to have a look on Rat Boy's channel, you'll hear Brian admit... Yeah, if anyone wants to have a look at Rat Boy's channel, you'll hear Brian admit that he was in the... I think they call it the vulnerable prisoners fucking thing. And I've met a pal of mine that's been on remand in Chelmsford all the time that Brian was supposed to have been there, that never met him in there because he was in the general population, and obviously Brian wasn't. And Brian's admitted that.
Non-swing.
Yeah, I don't think they call it a non-swing now. They call it, from what I've been told, and this is what I found out from my pal, they'll put anyone that they think, you know, is vulnerable into the vulnerable prisoners thing. But that is where all the sex cases are. And he was saying that there was an old boy that they put in the vulnerable prisons wing that actually put himself out of the vulnerable prisons thing. And they all said, why have you come out of the nonce wing? And he went, well, I got told that, you know, they was putting me in there because I'm vulnerable. I'm not going to go into why the guy was vulnerable, but he wasn't a sex case. And basically, he said, I'd rather come out here and take my chances with you lot than fucking be sitting in that fucking thing, whereas all they're talking about is having sex with children, you know? And Brian was in that fucking bit, apparently. I mean, the guy, he turned around, you know, because I sort of said, oh, I said, whilst you were in there, did you meet a Brian Hull? And he went, no. And I'm like, yeah, this is his photo. So I had a look on the streams where they got Brian's photos up, and he's going, I've never seen that cunt before. And I'm like, well, he definitely was in there. And, you know, without saying too much, he went, he must have, was he in there for noncing? He must have been in the fucking nonce wing. And that's how we got talking about it. And Chelmsford ain't a big jail. It's only got like 600 odd population. Might be a little bit overcrowded, but it's not a big jail. If you're in there, you will know who else is in there unless they're segregated into that vulnerable prisoners thing.
Wait, and Chrissy, right?
Chrissy,
right? The vulnerable prisoners wing is for people that would get beaten up, yeah, by gangs and for nonces. So just like if he could have been on the vulnerable prisoners wing because he had beef with somebody, or it could have been, you know.
Yeah, I mean, from what I got told, if you've got sort of like a if you've got a disability, your mic, mate.
Answer.
Your mic, brother. Chris, your mic, mate. Chris,
your
mic
back, mate. You's a racist, mate. You's a racist, Chrissy. You is racist.
Justice.
What's going on, Cussy?
Who's a racist?
All good in the
You's a racist, mate. You's a racist.
What, Brian? Yeah, I know Brian's racist.
No, you are racist, Chrissy.
How do you know that then? Go on, tell me how I'm racist.
No, I know everything, mate. I know everything. You's a racist.
You don't know fuck all, do ya? Come on.
No, but that's all you say. That's all I'm doing. That's the joke, though. It's like you just jump on. You always say that. It's like you act as if like racism's like worse than paedophilia or something. You know?
No, I don't. Like, no, I don't.
Stop
when have I ever said that?
Like, just stop groveling, though. It's unbecoming for a man.
Justice, let me ask him.
Like left-wing beliefs.
When have I ever said that?
No, but you act
Chrissy,
like that.
Chrissy, is there a race that you don't like?
No, I don't. See, the thing, Justice,
guys, one at a time.
Is it that you are racist and you take that more offensively because you're racist?
Everyone's racist. Everyone's got racist tendencies, but I just think it's gay. Do you know what I mean? It's just gay for a guy to be doing that.
That's what a racist says.
No, it's weak. It's weak. To me, it's weak. Chrissy, you're weak. You're weak.
How am I weak?
You grovel to minorities. You want
no, I don't grovel to minorities.
Chrissy, keep doing that. Chrissy, keep groveling.
How am I weak?
Chrissy, keep groveling to me.
When I'm on here,
keep groveling to brown and yellow people.
How am I weak when I'm on here with my face and my name and you're hiding? You're weak.
Because you put your face out already a few years ago, mate. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm not weak. Because I'm not weak. Because I'm not weak.
Go after my family, whatever the fuck.
Because I'm not weak. Why would people go after your family?
Because that's what they all do over there.
Is that because you're racist, perhaps? And you know, people of colour don't like racists. So are you worried that because you're racist,
I couldn't give
people
a
will go after you?
Like, you know, I grew up in those areas. I couldn't give a shit.
Chrissy, have you ever used racialized language?
Anyway.
Hang on. Chrissy, have you ever used racialized language?
The adults are talking.
Exactly, Barmarsh. It's just racialized language.
What's racialized?
Have you ever used racialized language?
No.
Of course,
Chrissy.
Everyone has.
No.
Oh, yeah, Chrissy.
Have you ever called Chinese people chinks? You ever done that?
No.
You ever said you fancy a chinky, like as in like a Chinese takeaway?
No. Have you got shit in your ears?
Are you fucking for real?
You are.
Yes, I'm for real.
He's never said.
To be honest, you know what? I only come on to talk to Sean. I'm trying to.
No, he's not showing up.
Come on to talk to who?
Sean won't show up.
Not Sean Chris, the guy who lives in Hounslow down the road from me.
You're getting a lot wrong tonight, son.
Pardon?
You're getting a lot wrong tonight.
I'm gonna ignore you.
Chris, I want to say, I told you 2 months ago, he was going to be secretly. Chris, your mic's still fucked. But anyway, Chris, 2 months ago, I told you exactly what he'd do. I said he's recording you and he's going to blackmail you. But you don't. I don't know what it is with him. It's.
Oh, Bob, do you know what
big brains, but nice guy.
Listen.
Yeah, Justice.
Chris, ignore all the YouTube politics. Chris, ignore all of the YouTube politics.
Justice. Your mic's fucked, Chris. Justice,
Chris,
you can only be blackmailed if you've done something wrong.
Crystal clear.
Yeah, well,
stop yelling.
You're like, oh, you've said stuff about people, and I'm gonna play it and make you look terrible. You know, that was obviously what he was gonna do.
Yeah, that's what he always does. But he can only do that if you do. You know, if you give him something to blackmail you with.
Stupid, yeah.
I mean,
let me ask
for the time that I knew.
Chrissy, just imagine that
fella,
racism is a
Justice.
spectrum.
Stop interrupting, man. I'm talking to Justice.
Let me just ask you a question.
No,
imagine
I don't
racism.
Look, wait your fucking turn, cunt. Fucking hell.
Fucking
Justice. For the whole time that I was Brian, he couldn't get he couldn't get a word out of me because I'm not a cunt. Simple as. And I can understand that, you know, other people have said stuff to him to play him, to fish for stuff and whatever else. And I think we could all see through that one. At the end of the day, Chris CFC doesn't seem like a bad bloke to me. And there's no way Brian's going to catch him out on anything, because if he's not doing anything wrong, he's not going to be caught out on anything.
Yeah, no one
Chris,
cared
can I ask you a
anyway.
question?
You know, when he
Can I
told
ask
us
Chris
all,
a
like, everyone was
question,
like,
please?
"Yeah, we don't care if you talk shit or whatever, it's fine, Chris." Like, so
Justice,
we
do you
knew
mind if
it's
I
like,
ask
we
him a
knew he got
question?
fucked, he was getting.
Can I ask him a question,
recorded,
Chrissy?
You got to ask
if-
me. You've got to ask me if I'll answer a question. You don't ask anyone else if you can ask me a question.
I'm gonna ask it. I'm gonna ask it
Whether
anyway.
you answer a question.
Sorry,
Chrissy,
what's your name again, fella? Because I don't know who you are.
It's Badmarsh. It's two
Badmarsh.
syllables.
How you doing, Badmarsh?
Badmarsh, 2 syllables. Yeah.
How you doing,
right,
Badmarsh?
so, I'm all right, man. Thank you for asking. You all right?
Good. Yeah, I'm all right, mate. I'm all right.
Christy. Right. So
Is it a sensible
imagine
question, Badmarsh? Is it a sensible question?
I would like to think so. Yeah. But let me ask the question, and we can assess the sensibility of it. So imagine racism is like autism, like a spectrum, right? So like 10 being like you can't leave the house, you know, autism, and you're mega racist, yeah? Like you only wear Burberry and Reebok Classics, yeah? And 0 being like Asperger's.
Just quickly. Yeah. Non-racist.
Where would you say you are on that?
Just let him get the question out. Let him get it.
Yeah, well, do you think racism can be a spectrum? Basically, the serious question is, do you think racism can be a spectrum just like autism? And that's a serious question.
I wouldn't like to put autism and racism even in the same sentence.
Okay, well, that's already happened. But do you think there's a racial racism spectrum?
But I'm not going to encourage that. I'm not going to encourage those two words to be used.
Do you think there's a racist spectrum? Do you think some people are more racist than others? That's the question. Is there a fucking spectrum of racism?
Well, obviously, yes.
Obviously, there's you know, there are degrees of racism, and there are people that are more racist than other people. Brilliant.
So let's say like 10 is mega racist. You only wear Hugo Boss. Yeah, super racist. Right, where would you be on that scale? 10 super racist. 10 is like not racist. 0 is not racist.
I'd be 0. I'd be 0.
Have you just never said anything, even slightly sailing close to the wind?
I'd be like a 4.
What about road rage? Have you done road rage? What about racist road rage?
No, never racist road rage.
You've said something. Come on, be honest.
I've done road rage. Are you a cyborg? Are you a cyborg?
No, I pass every time I get one of them Snapcatcher things. I pass them, and so you know, that proves I'm not a robot. Badmarsh, where do you put yourself on the 0 to 10 scale?
I think mine fluctuates. You know, like stocks and shares. Mine fluctuates. To be honest.
So you've got bad control over your emotions, yeah?
I wouldn't say that. Just saying my racism fluctuates.
Well, if it fluctuates, I mean, you should be able to sort of, you know, give, you know, there's only sort of 10 different gradients. Yeah. And if you can't give one, I mean, if you're more, what makes you more racist some days and less racist others?
I think the weather.
The weather. Go on. What weather makes you more racist?
That is true. There is such thing as racist weather. Yeah, it does. It has influence.
What, the weather's racist, or the weather makes you racist?
Snow's racist. Both. It's trying to change my colour. You know, I'm brown. Snow's racist. Snooker's racist.
Sorry, snow's racist. Did you say snow was racist?
White supremacy.
Snow is racist. Snooker's racist as well.
Go on, how's snooker racist? Tell me that one. I'm interested.
The black ball gets whacked about the whole game.
But the black ball's the highest. You know, is the most valued. It's got the highest value.
Yeah.
And the brown ball. What's the brown ball? Is it 2 or 3?
You know, to be honest,
like 2.
I want to talk to Chris.
The white ball. If you pot the white ball, you're fucked.
Light bulb's worth
So
nothing.
you're saying you're not even one on the racist scale. You're not even number two on the racist scale.
Never said anything racist ever. And
No,
it's
no,
whole
I'm not saying.
entire life.
Listen.
You know what, guys?
I don't believe. Listen, I don't believe any race.
He's a white savior.
Yeah,
Show him some respect.
Hey, listen, I'm a guest in your country, so anyway, I'm not actually, but I was going to say, yeah. So you must be like 2 or 3. You must have done something racist or vaguely racist.
Why don't you ask the rest of us this question? Why don't you ask Justice or myself this question?
Okay, you can answer it. Go on, young lady. Go for it.
Yeah, I'm like a 4.
Nice. I like that. Below 5. You can stay. Justice?
I'm like, I fluctuate like you, to be fair. So it's like, I'm sort of about, the highest it goes, well, it can go to about 8, say if there's some like awful incident happens, when you see some like really egregious, like racist murders, which happen a lot, like whites generally, like they get killed the most by non-whites. If you look into it.
Racist murders?
Yeah. It's like, so if I see stuff like that, it makes me angry, but it's usually like, it goes down to about a 5 or a 6, normally it's about a 5, but listen, like, I don't hate people, like, if someone on the street needs help, a non-white person needs help, like I'll just treat them exactly the same. I always help them out. So
exactly. See, look, there's some honest answers there. There's some honest answers. Chrissy,
would you like an honest fact? Would you like an honest fact?
You could learn from these 2 good people, Chrissy. Why don't you learn from them?
Sorry.
Give us an honest answer.
Sorry, say again, bro.
These 2 people, the lady and Justice. Sorry, I don't know her name, but they've given some honest answers about their.
I've given an honest answer. I've given an honest answer.
You're trying to convince us that you've got some kind of halo above your head.
No, I've not. I've never said that. Yeah. But I know I'm not racist. Do you want an honest fact? There is a massive correlation between low intelligence and racism. So, based on what you guys have just said,
that is such
me
bullshit.
And that lady are the 2 most intelligent.
Look into race realism. Look into race and IQ. You
that was a debunked fucking study. That was a debunked study. It wasn't intelligence, it was education. It wasn't intelligence, it was education. It wasn't intelligence, it was education.
Liberals, I don't have any actual sense. It's all just, they're ideologues. Like there's nothing like factual or scientific about anything to do with it.
How is it any ideology?
Weak, pathetic ideology that weak.
How is it weak or pathetic if it's ideology?
It's sad. It's groveling. It's pathetic.
Someone with ideas.
That kind of weakness. That kind of weakness. It just.
So someone with ideas is weak, and someone without ideas is strong. Is that what you're saying?
No, some delusional ideologues are not strong.
How do you know they're delusional?
Because their ideology is moral syphilis. They're stupid.
Moral syphilis.
Child
drag queens. They push drag queen story out.
Moral syphilis.
That's
a great band. That's a band name.
Where there's kids twerking and liberals say it's great. That's
exactly
subject. Are we doing racism?
Exactly.
Or are we doing gender? Are we doing racism or are we doing gender?
No, let's stick to racism. You asked about liberals, right? And I give you that's what your ideology is.
You don't know what my ideology. Justice, you haven't spoke to me enough to know what my ideologies are.
I'm definitely not left leaning.
You don't know me well enough to know what my ideologies are.
No,
but you know what, Justice, Justice, it's not fair if you...
Bad Marsh, you keep interrupting him. Bad Marsh, you keep interrupting him, bruv.
You shut up. Justice, I don't think it's fair that you describe lefties like, the Blue Hair Brigade. And it would be the same if I do, if I call...
That's the direction it's gone there, Bad Marsh. So I know what you're saying. You're maybe some like 90s liberal, but it's like, that's the way it's gone now. So it's like, there's no use going, I'm a sane liberal. It's like, well, guess what?
Yeah.
The ideology's moved on to crazy child transgenderism and fucked up.
I hear you. I hear you.
Insanity, mass immigration.
So we are going to genders now.
I have to agree.
Are we going off racism
it would be like me saying,
hold on,
it would be like me saying that people on the right are all neo-Nazis. Do you know what I mean? it's not a
but
fair
that's the way
description.
it's going, though. I know what you're saying. Like, there's some there's normal like people who just like they're not really too concerned with like politics. They don't really know about where it's going, and they still like call themselves liberals. And it's like then when you say, "Oh, well, do you support all this filth?" They're like, "No, well, that's nothing to do with me." And it's like, well, that's the ideology. You know what I mean?
Right,
It's like,
if you had to put yourselves on
sooner
the
or later, you're
political
gonna have to,
scale,
like,
everyone, if
denounce
we all had to put
liberalism.
ourselves
Sooner
on
or
the
later, you're
political
gonna have to do
scale,
it.
where would we all be? Ladies first. Where would you be? Left, right, centre? Where would you be?
I'm more of a centrist.
Right.
Right
How about you,
leaning.
Justice?
Right
How about
leaning.
you, Justice?
Right leaning.
Right leaning.
Yeah. But like,
Right, so the lady is centre right.
On both sides of stuff I don't like, though. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah, but so the lady's centre right. Justice, you are
say right leaning.
right leaning. How about you, Badmarsh?
I would say left leaning, but then like Justice said, not this modern day loopy lefty, traditional lefty. You know.
Right. I'd say that I'm centre left.
Centre left.
So we've got a really
It
good
sounds like we're doing a football team formation.
soccer. You mean?
No, that's an American word, and we won't be using those.
That's what soccer was always soccer. We changed it to football.
I agree. Soccer is soccer. Football is football.
Football is American. The football is the one where they wear all the armour. Football is the one where they make all the armour. What the English play at Wembley is soccer. It always was.
We're going to
look it up. Honestly, it is. I use this one to absolutely piss off any soccer fans I meet all the time. They hate it, and when they actually do Google it,
I find soccer offensive. I find soccer offensive. It's used by people.
Oh no! You can't find soccer offensive. On a scale, on a gradient, 0 to 10, how much of a soccer fan are you?
No, I used to be a big football fan, but not anymore. But can you please not say soccer? Because
it reminds me of
people.
I've got to stand by the truth, haven't I? Yeah, it's soccer. Soccer is soccer, and football is what the Americans play with the armour. That's a fact.
Let's not use their language. Come on.
Oh, what is this inflammatory language now? Right.
Yeah,
anyway, going back to it because
let's get back to racism because that is
right. So
no, we've moved on from racism.
It is a fact that there is a correlation between people that are racist and low intelligence. That is a fact.
Go on, prove to me that's a fact. How is that a fact?
Bruv, I've not come on here to talk about racism. You can do your own research.
Justice, racism is
stupid. Yeah,
okay, right. Let me give you my facts. Let me give you my facts. All of the racist people I know are stupid.
But have you done a logic? Have you, Chrissy? Have you done a logic reasoning?
There's a lot of it, like intellectuals.
One at a time, guys. I can't hear both of you.
Quote unquote racist, you know.
Sorry, what?
Have you done a logic reasoning test?
Oh, for fuck's sakes! Can one of you talk at a time?
Go on, Bob, you go.
No. You go, Justice. You go. I'll pause.
So, what's so you've got anecdotal evidence of like, oh yeah, there's thick racist people. It's like, yeah, there is thick racist people, but like, there's fucking there's thick people on like all like the non-racist side, like the people who describe themselves as anti-racist, like, are fucked up. Like, they're usually like mentally ill. They're usually violent. They're usually into these groups where they like want to go out on the street and like break people's heads open.
Have you got proof of all this?
Yeah, you can look at like radical.
I don't think you have, mate. I don't think you have.
Look, you've never heard of Antifa. You've never heard of Antifa.
It's really simple. Of course, I've heard of Antifa. Yeah, of course I have.
Well, there you go. Then it does exist, then, doesn't it?
Well, no, that's an extremist organisation. Just like the right wing's got extremist organisations. I don't agree with any extremism, whether it's right or left.
Yeah, well, this is it. We're saying like there's dumb people on all sides. So to just say, anyone that's racist is dumb because.
But no, I didn't say that. I didn't say that, did I? I didn't say that. What I said is there is a correlation between being racist and having low intelligence. Most people that are, the majority of people that are racist are under average intelligence. That's a fact.
And there's a lot of intellectuals who are quote unquote racist as well.
They can, yeah. But in general, if you are racist, you are more likely to be of under average intelligence. That's a fact. You can't get away from that.
It's not a fact, though.
It is a
prove
fact.
It's a fact. It's
They've done
anecdotal
fucking
evidence. Like, you're going,
studies.
it's a fact, and it's like,
They've
bro,
done
you've got
studies on it.
Go on, what's the
They've
name
done
of the study?
studies.
What's
I can't
the name of
remember.
the study?
I can't remember. I fucking read it
I'm
years
gonna
ago.
need it. I'm not just gonna like listen, bro. You need to tell me the
Well,
studies.
No, you've told me that. Sorry,
I have
go
my
on, darling.
bachelor's degree. I consider myself, you know, average to high intelligence. I must have if I completed 4 years of uni, and I'm on a 4 for racism. So,
you're less racist than you are than not, which basically supports my statement, because you are less racist and you are more intelligent.
Like, oh, she's 4 though, so I mean that's like.
But I'm a 4. By your statement, I should be a 0.
So you're less racist. You're not as racist as someone that has basically said they can go to an 8 or a 9. Was it you two or?
No, I said, like, if I see an egregious murder where like a white child has been adopted by sort of like in America, say like black adopted parents, and then they tortured the girl alive for like 3 days and like beat her senseless and killed her. Then,
but that's not really about
I can
race,
see that,
bro.
and I get a little racist and something like that.
Yeah, but that isn't about race. That's about people being cruel and people being horrible. And that, people of all races, of all creeds, of all colours and religions can be horrible. That's just the people.
I'll tell you this, here in Canada, we have a strong First Nations population. And I'm not sure if you guys are aware of what that is. That's
my brother lives in Canada, mate.
Okay, so you're aware of what the First Nations are.
Yeah.
And I have a strong disdain for the Aboriginal community. I feel that they're a drain on society, and they're given a lot of opportunities that they squander that other races don't have, simply because they're First Nations.
Yeah, can I just say though, but and this is me playing devil's advocate. Yeah, it's not necessarily exactly how I think, but the argument that people put forward for that would be that you've invaded their country. You're the immigrants in their country, and they're the Indigenous people, and they're allowed to be pissed off that you've invaded their country and eroded their heritage.
Right, and I get that, and what happened to them was cultural genocide, and I get that, and I don't agree with that. However, they've had more than enough resources in the last 150 years to try to be self-sufficient and try to be more productive members of society than any other race here.
Yeah, but I mean, you're not in their shoes. You're not living their lives. And
no, but they're afforded every opportunity. If they want to go to uni, it's paid for.
That's what you're told. That's what you're told by, for instance, the media that continually lie about pretty much everything. Unless you're living in their shoes, can you?
Well, I know Aboriginal people. I know Aboriginal people, and they turn 18 years old. They're awarded $50,000 because the reservation gives them $50,000 when they turn 18. If they want to go to uni, all the university is paid for every single year, completely free. If they want housing, a house is built for them, absolutely free. They get discount on. They have their own.
So you think they should be happy that they're invaders?
They have their own financial system.
You think that they should be happy that their invaders allow them to live in their own country? Is that what you're saying, or?
Pardon me, I didn't catch some of that.
Do you think that they should be happy that their invaders allow them to live in their own country then?
I think many of bridges have been made to try to let us live side by side peacefully.
Yeah, that's probably because that is more beneficial to you guys and your, guilt for invading that country because you're not the indigenous
about
people
mass
there.
immigration, Chrissy.
But everybody's been
Hang on,
invaded.
look.
All
Like,
countries have been invaded at one time or
We've
another.
gone from racism. We've gone to racism to gender, and now you're bringing in mass immigration.
No, but I'm saying
there's
a giant gaping hypocrisy where you're saying, "Oh, you're taking their land, you're so bad. Oh, you genocided them."
If you remember,
in our country, what's happening in the West?
If you remember, I said I was playing devil's advocate. So I've not taken that line. I'm playing devil's advocate. I said that at the start of the conversation.
Yes, the British invaded, but they could be speaking German right now.
What, Germany would have never got over to the Americas, mate.
That was part of Hitler's plan, was to move west.
So using that as a yardstick, yeah. What if you guys was invaded by America, and America basically just said, "There's a house. Here's our culture. You better integrate," even though it's your country and they've invaded you. How many generations do you reckon it would take for the Canadian people to accept that, if they ever did?
I think that people should be able to assimilate together to form one nation.
I agree.
And the trillions and trillions of dollars that have been dumped into the First Nations people, again, have afforded them every opportunity and resource to pull themselves out of living off reservations, living in poverty, being addicted to drink.
Yeah, but not all of them are addicted to drink. Not all of them are living in poverty. That's a very wide.
They're coddled, Chrissy. Come on. 50 grand when they turn 18. What the fuck?
Well, bro, at the end of the day, if it's 50 grand that they can't spend because they're in a community that it shuns Indigenous people, it's not worth a mint, then, is it?
Honestly.
You can tell a young Aboriginal person they have a brand new vehicle. Brand new.
I thought you said they were living in poverty. If they're living in poverty, how have they got a brand new vehicle?
Because they live out on the rereservations and they get these houses built for them. They get these houses built for them.
Does it? That doesn't mean to say they're in poverty. Are you not using very, very narrow, assumptions to base a whole? Because there's going to be rich Aboriginal people, there's going to be poor Aboriginal people, there's going to be stupid Aboriginal people, there's going to be racist Aboriginal people. People are people ultimately, and just to cast all of them in that singular, unsympathetic way is probably a little bit disingenuous, isn't it?
I just know what I see. I live here and I know what I see.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you're not seeing a lot because, I mean, do you agree that there are rich Indigenous people?
I've lived here my whole life.
Right, so if they've got, see, the thing is, right, if you're in a country like the UK or America or Canada, yeah, you're in a first world nation and you're in, I think, the top 20% of the world's, rich people. Yeah, if you've got fresh water, a roof, you can't be considered as poor by comparison to all the other nations in the world. Because there's people out there that I mean, we've got so much clean water, we shit in it. Yeah, the water we shit in, people would die for in other countries. So are they poor?
Well, there's a lot of poverty throughout the globe.
Whoa.
What do you class poverty as, though?
It's different for different people or different countries.
Yeah, but come on, we had a gradient for racism. Yeah.
Do you own a house?
No.
Do you own a house? Do you have clean water?
Nobody
do you have groceries? Can you afford to send your children to school? These are things that make you not live in poverty.
No, they're not, because you can have all the money in the world, and if that's all you give a fuck about, you're the poorest fucker in the world.
You're not
Poverty
getting what
isn't
I'm
just about
saying.
money. No, I'm totally getting what you're saying. I don't think you're getting what I'm saying. It's like there are, I mean, there's been studies done. Some of the happiest people in the world are living in jungles in, primitive conditions, but they're the happiest people in the world because they haven't got all the pressures of modern society and their mobile phone ringing all the time and the 9-to-5 grind and all that sort of bullshit. The happiest people are the poorest people. So does that not make them the richest people because they're happy? Because ultimately, money don't buy you happiness. I mean, I know it's an old saying. Money gives you choices. But the thing is, in today's society, the society we're living in is fucking awful. The happiest people are some of the tribes that are in the Amazon or something stupid like that. There's another study that I've read that I can't pull up out of my arse right now. But if you look it up, the happiest people are the poorest people.
Sorry to interrupt,
if you think it's all about money,
okay
you're
now?
the poorest person on the world.
You got a good mic now, Chris.
Yes, Chris, we can hear you now.
How you doing, Chris?
Wicked.
Chris, mate, I fucking warned you about Brian too.
What it is,
I
right?
said, he was going to be recorded.
I go out for the day, I come back, and my fucking phone's nearly dead. So I've got to charge it up, and because the microphone wire and the charger wire is the same, you have to fucking either use the charger or the fucking mic. So I've got to charge my phone first and then put the mic in. So yeah, next time I do a stream, I'll make sure I'm on 100%.
Blackmailers should be burned alive in a cage like what ISIS used to do.
Agreed.
Fuck people that do that.
They just need to be ignored.
But 1 second, guys.
Alive.
Jamie Lofthouse, what's your deal, mate?
No, he's all right. Jamie's all right.
You sent a message saying, I like you, Chris. That's a bit, I don't know what your deal is. But yeah, big up Banterline in the house.
Yeah,
we got Charlie's girl, Terry Tibbs. Big up Home Truth. The Dan Tarragon in the house. Big up Jose. Big up.
Oh, Dan Tarragon, please come on panel.
Freedom for Britain. Big up.
Yeah, jump
Crystal,
on. Dan.
Wow. Big up. And but yeah, listen. It's gonna take ages to go through everyone. But yeah, if I missed you out, big up anyway. Anyway, let's crack on. What are we talking about, guys?
We're talking about racism and genderism and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, but when it comes to topics like that, each country is different and they have different laws, different rules, they have different practices. So, there might be one kind of there might be one kind of program in one country, and you go to another country and it's completely different.
Well, I'm with Justice. I think little girls being dressed up like drag queens is an abomination.
Yeah.
If let's switch gears off racism.
In drag,
yeah, but
twerking at gay
racism in any form,
disgusting.
In any country,
it's the problem in the modern
it's
left.
Fucking out of order, I think.
Can I make a point here, please, folks?
Go on, Chrissy. You got the floor, mate.
Thank you.
Before you have the floor, Chrissy.
Yep.
Guys, it's an open panel. Yeah. If anyone wants to jump in, you're welcome to jump in. Join the Chris CFC 2.0 show community. Anyway,
yeah,
Chris,
jump in, Dan Tarragon.
The floor is yours, mate.
So, guys, I've got, I think everyone would be aware what an echo chamber is, and that's one of the worst things you can be.
I don't know what an echo chamber is.
An echo chamber, mate, is basically you're in a room with people that agree with you, and you hear no opposite argument that can, give you more of a.
So you basically mean like a room full of sheep?
Yeah, an echo chamber.
Yeah, I get it now.
Right now, I have not got an echo chamber around me. I often get my lefty friends tell me that I've got some fucking screaming racists on, you know, and I get my righty friends tell me that, you know, I've got too many lefties on. But what I like to do is I like to listen to both opinions, both arguments, so I can form a more rounded opinion and know exactly and keep my finger on the pulse more. Now,
yeah, but
I don't know.
Can I ask you a question?
Mate. Hang on, bruv. Hang on.
You got
I don't know.
You got lefties and you got righties, right?
Hang on, bro. Hang on,
have
bruv.
Have you got like
Chris, hang on, bruv.
a middle
hang on,
ground?
bruv. Chris, hang on, bruv. Hang on.
Sorry, mate.
I don't know. Yeah, any lefties that agree with the drag queen story hour type thing. I don't know any, and I know a lot. I've got a lot.
Come on.
Well, they're out there.
No, I don't.
Chrissy, yeah.
I think a very small minority. Can I finish? Can I finish, guys?
Oh, so let's say Chrissy. Let Chrissy finish.
Can I finish, bruv?
Go on, Chrissy.
I think that a lot of. There are very few extremist fucking lefties that are in that sort of like, you know, drag queen story hour support thing, and I think they're being given a very loud voice by the media when they're a very small minority. I don't know any fucking one, and I know a lot of people and a lot of lefties that actually agree with the drag queen story hour thing. I think it's being fucking hijacked by the media to divide everyone. Because, I mean, I'm more left than right. You guys seem to be more right than left, but we all agree we don't want drag queens telling stories to our children.
I mean,
Chrissy, can I ask you a question?
Of course you can, bro.
Like, do you think there's like there could be a middle ground where?
Oh, bro, your mic, man.
Chris, your mic is fucked again.
Alright, I'm gonna come back in.
What about this? What about trans people in sport?
Yeah. Or just transgenderism in general? What do you reckon of that, Chris?
Right, so
do you agree with that?
I've had hours and hours of discussion about this, and the simple one that I always pull up, right, is if anyone is supportive of, you know, for instance, a man transitioning to a woman and then going to a woman's sport to dominate it, yeah. If anyone, you know, if I ever find anyone that supports that, I ask them that if they had a daughter that was, for instance, an MMA or a boxing girl, yeah, would they allow their daughter to fight a trans man?
I've seen that, and it was
all right, Chrissy. When you're talking about the sport things, are you talking about like the Williams sisters?
No. Just I'm talking in general. It's like, I mean, you know, I've got a daughter, and if my daughter was, and my daughter has boxed, but she's not a boxer. But if she was a boxer and she come home one day and said to me, "Dad, I'm going to fight a man for the title," it used to be a man, but now it's a woman. Yeah, I'd be like, "No, you
imagine that, Chrissy, right? You imagine your daughter was a wicked boxer, right?
She is,
and she could batter the fuck out of you. You'll be like, oh, fucking hell, my daughter could knock me out.
But the point I'm making is that all these people that are saying, oh, no, you know, we support trans sport and blah, blah, blah. And I do support trans sport. I support any sport. You know, it's good that people do a sport. It's just that, you know, men are a stronger than ladies. So in certain fucking disciplines, like boxing, for instance, I'll stick to boxing because that's what I know.
I mean, this is like you're preaching to like the fucking choir here. I mean, obviously, like no one agrees with that, but like, do you agree with it just in general, just in society, like for them to have like their rights and?
Oh, everyone's got rights. That's the thing. Everyone misses that.
But, like, do you agree with transgenderism? Yes or no?
It's not about agreeing with it. It's about, you know.
Do you agree with it? Yes or no?
No, it's not. You can't. That's not a question.
I'm gonna put the knife in.
That's not a question that should be answered. How can you disagree with something that exists? It's crazy.
Do you think they should have rights, more increasing rights? You know, and even then, listen, it's all about just like sexualizing children. Ultimately, that's the main goal.
No, it's not. No, it's not. That's the misconception. No, that's the misconception.
Why do you think it's all focused on like, oh, it's all child transgenders? It's like, oh, their
No,
babies are born gay,
right,
and it's like
justice. That's
came
where
out as
you've allowed
transgender at
you've
2.
allowed the mainstream media to hijack that argument and portray that to you,
mate. That is the way it is.
No, it's not
I
the way it is.
listened.
How many
I listened.
transgender people do you
They're
know?
mentally ill people.
How many
that have been
transgender
pandered to.
people do you know?
They are mentally ill people.
How many transgender people do you know?
None.
None, and I'd like to keep it that way.
You've got no basis for your opinion.
I know, because they don't have gender dysphoria,
Hey guys,
do they? That's not a mental
sorry to
illness,
interrupt.
is it, Chrissy? No.
I've just put a poll in the side chat, right? It says, do you think Brian Hurl / Cooper is a wrong'un? If any of you got time, if you could just, you don't have to.
I don't think there's any argument about that, mate.
Oh, Chris.
It's all
no, basically, right?
No,
basically, right? Brian is a cunt, and I'm gonna fucking show him that everyone knows he's a cunt.
Chris,
so,
can I just stop you?
So this is a stream
Brian
dedicated to Brian.
He's a complete
even though we can talk about other things, you know, Brian, you're a cunt. That's all I want to say.
He's a complete cunt, not just a cunt. Cunt is too good for him.
Do you know what, right? I thought Brian, you know, was mellowing recently and he was calming it down. But the way he fucking operated with me, fuck me. He was
Chris,
saying, me and Esau got rid of fucking Rodney. Yeah. Don't mess with us or we'll fucking drive you off YouTube.
Yeah.
And Brian, are you crazy?
You can't do it, Chris. Don't worry about it.
Listen, Brian and Esau, all you can talk about is Moon and Shabab contacting me, asking if they offered me money, which I paid back. That's all they can talk about, and all they can talk about is my ex drug use. But I'm not a druggie no more, right? So, you know, all they can talk about is old things that ain't true anymore. So crack on.
You don't owe them any explanations about anything. You are not obligated to give a reason to them about anything about yourself.
No, but look. I fucking
threats, Chris. Don't worry about it. Like it's just.
I don't care about the views, right? I do like it when people are engaging because you know it makes you want to do more streams. But if you look at Brian's fucking channel, hardly anyone watches his you know, my stream from yesterday got 1.2 thousand views. Right? Brian's fucking streams get about 300. Right? I'm not saying that to boast, but I'm just saying, Brian, you fucking underestimate me, right? You're fucking old school on here. But the thing is, people are getting to know me and they know that I'm a decent guy. And I'm going to have to come back in. But
You're a decent guy with a bad mic. You're a decent guy with a bad mic though right now, brother. Chris, that mic's gone, man.
Well, Brian takes it in the ass and he will burn in hell
what would that
for
matter
eternity
if he did?
Pretty much.
What would that matter if he did? Come on.
We know he does. Like, he said that's his favorite type of sex. Like, he said in 2021 that was his favorite kind of sex.
He does too much drugs and he does too much drink.
Yeah, he does. He does too much Monster Munch. He does too much Monster Munch. But let's leave the sexuality out of it. Fucking hell, you're just uncouth. Justice, mate, you're uncouth, bro.
True though.
I don't know, and I don't want to know. I don't even want to think of Brian naked, let alone that little mushroom dick that he got out that time.
Oh God. Well, I mean, he porn bombs with it, doesn't he?
Well, that's what I'm saying, and that, mate, it's like, yeah, you keep that shit to yourself, mate. Fucking hell. Right, so I'm not going to be here for long. So can I just say about earlier on, Jupiter called me crazy. A woman that described herself as transracial fluid called me mad. Oh my God. She's saying now that she's not going to talk about the, Plisco allegation and all that sort of shit. And the reason she's not going to talk about it is because she knows that she can't answer the questions about it. Basically, she said that she hasn't seen it, which would not, if she hasn't seen what Plisco apparently put in her group, then she's not a witness. So there's no witness intimidation there. And how long has this been dragging on for? It's been weeks. It might have been a month or so.
It's probably been a month and a half.
Yeah, it's been a while now.
March or something.
Yeah. So what I said, because the moment I heard that Plisco had done it and Plisco had dropped child porn in there, blah, 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 and stuff like that, I instantly called bullshit, because how the fuck would they know who the fuck was going to do it? And is Plisco that stupid that he'd do it from one of his own profiles and blah, blah, blah? Yeah. So I called bullshit on it. Yeah, it just sounded like bullshit. And it was just really funny that, that happened the moment that they all fell out with him. And obviously, they've got infected with the Brian Hell bullshit, fucking disease that they've all got over there. So if there is an investigation going on, because I'm certain that there's no investigation going on, and I'm intimidating them and their witnesses, why haven't I been pulled? Why haven't I been nicked? I know for a fact, because I've dealt with this quite recently in another case, that if you're intimidating a witness, the moment that is reported, the police move on it if there is an investigation and they are a witness. Because if they're being intimidated by a person, that must stop at the earliest opportunity to preserve the investigation in the case. So why is it I've been saying the same stuff for 6 weeks that I don't believe, it happened, certainly not as they're saying it.
I know for a fact it happened. I know for a fact it happened.
But can I walk through this with you, though, Justice, right? It happened, but Jupiter didn't see it. She said that the other day. I heard that.
She didn't see it, but I know someone that was there at the time, Louise, and I've known her years. I've known her 5 years or something. She was one of my first viewers on my channel. She would not lie. I know for a fact she wouldn't lie. I'm
not calling her a liar, and I don't know. It's all I know is that, that the old Bill have said that there is no investigation. Now, if any of them downloaded it and they've reported it to the old Bill, they'll be fine. Yeah. If none of them have reported it to the old Bill, there won't be any investigation. And what Moon and Jupiter have said and kept on changing their stories just doesn't add up and doesn't make sense. So
no, it doesn't.
Everyone knows I know they're bullshitters because they've lied about me. I know they're bullshitters. Everyone knows they're bullshitters. Let's be honest. They, they're not quite Brian Hull. Yeah. They're not quite Brian Hull or Fat Dan. But everyone knows they're bullshitters. And I think that, they thought that with the help of the Dream Team and with the clout that they think they've got, that no one would question them and that they could successfully sort of batter anyone down, get Plisco type thing. And I can't stand Plisco. I keep saying it. I can't stand Plisco, but I'm not going to agree with something if I think it's wrong. There's been loads of people that I don't like and that I think very lowly of. But if I think that, someone's being set up or there's bullshit going around, I'm going to call that out, because ultimately it just makes me look a fool if I go along with bullshit and I don't speak out about it. So did Moon say the other day that she's going to withdraw her statements and stuff like that? Because I'm thinking that she's never put them statements in. So she's saying she's going to withdraw them, because when nothing happens, because I don't believe that it's happened as they've said. Yeah, I'm not saying something hasn't happened, because I don't actually know, but it definitely didn't happen like they fucking said it did. Because Moon's saying, oh, well, the profile blacklist or whatever it was that put, that put it in there, that's Plisco. How do you know? How does she know? And why now are they saying, well, it might be someone else? It's just, it's a crock of shit.
Fucking reaction, yeah.
Yeah, it's a crock of
it's
shit.
Bliscoe. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And now they just look stupid. And they're all falling out because they have to backtrack.
They've got to blame. They've got to try and blame
an innocent person.
Yeah, they've got to try and blame someone for their for their collusion, for their collaboration. I mean, they all collaborated. They didn't actually fucking think about it, because anyone that saw that didn't report that to the old bill is going to be guilty of possession of that. Yeah, that's a fact. That's, and I've got Moon trying to fucking throw shade on me, trying to say that, I've been done for that over Facebook. No, I've never been fucking arrested. I've never been questioned. I've never been convicted or anything to do with anything like that at all, ever. Yeah, I got sent an image that I thought the old bill should deal with. Yeah, that wasn't CP. It wasn't CP. And when the old bill said to me, well, thank you for that, but fuck you. I didn't like that. I was like, you what? You know that if you follow that fucking image, you're going to find, more stuff that will lead you to a possible paedophile ring, but they couldn't be asked to do it. And if anyone wants to watch the full video, that's on my channel. But Moon and Jupiter are just fucking gangster grannies that literally, want to try and convince everyone that they're fucking relevant, and they're not.
But once you make a statement about, like, if Moon made a statement about it, is she legally allowed to withdraw that statement?
Well, yeah. You do.
Well, she can, but the police will still use the evidence. Hey, everybody. Jamie here. Hi.
Hello, mate.
Hey,
hello.
Dear. You can withdraw your statement at any time. You can't be forced to make a statement. And even if, there's a phrase called hostile witness. You can become a hostile witness and tell them about it. But, the point is that I think their next move is they're going to turn around and go, well done to Chrissy Morris and well done to everyone who fucking, tried to get involved in this investigation. The police have dropped it now because you fucked it. They're going to try and spin it like that. Yeah, but there is no investigation. And the thing is, mate, is all they'd have to do, if there is an investigation, this is my challenge to the gangster grannies, yeah? If what I'm doing, because they've said this on numerous occasions, that I am intimidating witnesses and interfering with a police case.
Well, she shouldn't really be talking about it if it's a live police case. Do you know what I mean? Rule 1, don't talk about it.
But they have.
I know, but we probably shouldn't.
Probably shouldn't, but they have.
Well,
and they talk about when it suits them and to the people that suits them.
Oh no, they do. You're right, they do, but they shouldn't. They shouldn't really.
Me.
Yeah. Hello, hi, Shine.
Big up, Shine.
Right.
Everyone.
Hey, Shine, how we doing, brother? How we doing? Sorry, can I just finish though, guys? I mean,
go on then.
The ultimatum I'd like to give to them: if I'm, interfering with a police investigation and intimidating witnesses, get me nicked. Everyone knows how to get in touch with me. Everyone knows my address. Everyone knows my phone number. Get in touch with, give it to the old bill and get the old bill to get in touch with me.
I mean, the reason why I don't think they should be talking about it, at the end of the day, a young one has been abused. That's the nature of that picture. And I don't like the word child and porn in the same sentence. It should, I keep saying it, and people, I know we just say it, but say it for what it is. It's child abuse images and videos. I agree. Just changing the language. I mean, I say that as a survivor. Other people have their own views. I know what it says in law. It uses those phrases. But just maybe over time that language can change, because you hear the word abuse and it hits you hard because you're like, right, I know what that means. But when you use the word porn, what does most people think of? You know where I'm going with that. You know where I'm going with that. I definitely
do, and I sort of agree with you. And it's probably just on my behalf.
It's not just me that says it.
No,
it's not just me.
And I agree with you, bruv. I honestly agree. But it's it is the terminology that's actually used. And
I know.
Yeah,
so, we're trying to get it changed in the legislation.
Yeah.
Big campaign at the moment, but we can still just speak the way.
That campaign's been going for a while now, bro.
I know.
Yeah. So they're saying that I'm interfering with an investigation, and that I've got something coming to me, and be careful. And Jupiter actually said today that maybe I should contact the police because they'll want to know my motivations. That's not a problem. I'm challenging Jupiter. Let me know what officer's dealing with it, and I'll ring them and I'll tell them.
But don't you think the best way is just to stay out of it, though?
Not now, because they've lied. Yeah, I've pulled them on their lie, and they're continuing to lie. Yeah, and this does no favors for the real cases, and there are too many of them that are going on with child abuse and stuff like that. This is detracting from the victims, the crimes. Yeah, this is almost like a fake rape allegation.
Oh.
That's the way I see it.
I don't, because there's real evidence.
When they're accusing Plisco, I'd agree with that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, on that front, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is though, this is where, and this is a legal maxim that's absolutely brilliant. False in one, false in all. Yeah, if you tell one lie, every other truth after that can be questioned. And that's what's happened, because not being funny, right? Yeah, if I was in Jupiter's shoes, not that I'd ever want to be, if this had happened to me, I would have phoned the old bill. I would have told no one.
Well, yeah. That's the point, isn't it? That's the point. But to be fair, just play devil's advocate just for a minute. I don't know how I would have reacted if I'd logged on to my Discord server and found that. It would totally freak me out, much less any of my history. That would freak me out.
Yeah.
And it would take me a few moments, but I would not tell people about it, and I'd tell the police straight away. But she may not have had that clarity. It may have just been panic. I'm only playing devil's advocate. I'm only playing devil's advocate because I can't imagine what that's like.
Should we look at actually what happened? She didn't see it. She said that the other day. She didn't actually see it.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Now, the thing is, she's saying that, I'm a witness and I'm feeling intimidated. But if she didn't see it, she's no witness. She's not a material witness.
It fell on a server she controlled. That's the problem.
So, I think she said she deleted it or closed it down, or I can't remember. I'm not too bothered.
She did say that as soon as she found out, she closed it down, deleted the server, which, to be honest, is what a lot of people would do. You just think, right, that's got to go.
But it's not a sensible thing to do.
Just devil's advocate, right? I just want to play devil's advocate for a little bit.
Yeah.
I can imagine she probably went into panic and thought, right, let's just delete it all and the problem goes away. But common sense then kicks in. Oh, shit, what do I do? Because other people have seen this too. And of course, she then went to the police. I mean, it's difficult to... I would have just gone to the police. You might have done that, Chrissy, because you've got a bit more legal knowledge and all of that.
I would have just literally gone,
you leave it as it is.
I'm ringing the cops. Yeah, let the cops deal with it. Not that they do deal with it very well. Yeah, I mean, I've had chats with COP coppers and all sorts about all sorts of shit like this. And the police are fucking useless.
It's just covering your back, isn't it? You do the
it's not covering your back. It's hoping you get the fucking criminals caught. That's the main. That's always the main thing behind it. The child's safe, children safe, the criminals caught. That's the way my mind works. I mean, instantly by deleting or deleting whatever or fucking clearing the server, whatever the fuck language you used. Yeah, that sounds to me. Even though I can understand why some people may do that, that's actually fucking destroying evidence, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. But at the same point, if you're panicking like that, I've never experienced it. I've never had a server where someone could do that.
Why would she panic if she's got nothing to fear?
Because I can just only imagine. I mean, for a start, your heart would probably stop, wouldn't it? If someone said you better check your email box.
It'll be, baby, just let it be. So won't you ride with me, See where this
Big
thing
up.
goes. I'm back, bitches.
Big up, Chris. Big up.
You're right, Chrissy.
Big up, Chris.
Big up, Cassie.
Hopefully,
Big up
the fucking mic will
Big
hold
up,
out.
Shines.
Big up,
Hey, yo, big up.
Jamie. Come on,
Big up,
Shine.
wee man.
Yeah, come on. And
Big up the 55 in the house.
Justice.
Big up,
Big up the blacklist.
Come on. No, you know what? It's been. I really like that. Jamie's on the panel because.
Thank you.
And we've had a chat on the text on the chats on different panels, isn't it? In that.
Yeah.
Hey guys, guys, right? I'm not. What's it called? I'm not. What's the word? I'm not fucking
sexy.
I'm not fucking putting. I'm not putting Bleeding Heart down. But she's only got 39 people watching, and you know, like I've got 53. It's not a competition, but Brian was saying, "Oh, Chris, you're irrelevant," and it's funny that out of all the people that are live, most of the people want to come here because fucking Moon. All she does is fucking moan. She can't do a stream without moaning.
Yeah, I know.
And it's just emotional diarrhea.
And then fucking with Mr. Unknown, I'm gonna take over the UK, man. And then you think she's bad, and then fucking Mr. Unknown, his channel's like full of rejects, like Dan. Yeah. You know, Mr. Unknown's got 2 people with spanners, and Dan's one of them.
Oh my days.
Who would give Dan a spanner?
I swear he's
Don't you
know Dan is gonna be he's gonna be sold out.
Pan Dan.
Dan's gonna be sold out. They told him to not come online. They said to him, "Don't come online because he talks too much." He talks too much, and they said his family said that he shouldn't come. That's all bollocks. They told him because he talks too much. This is all games.
Yeah, it is.
100%. Trust me.
Games, you know, you're playing though. It's not games with Dan. It's a complete fantasy. He believes it.
Sorry, guys. On that poll, there's been 60 votes, and
wow.
Do you think Brian Hell is a wrong un? Yes, 48. No, 52. So
that's almost like the Brexit vote.
Half the people think he's a wrong un, and half don't. But the people that are saying that he's not a wrong un are probably fucking Bleeding Hearts lot and Brian Hell's lot.
And all that fake
profiles. You know, if it was just... Do you know what, right? I am going to do fucking subscribers mode only, and then I'm gonna redo the fucking thing, and let's see what I go on. Nah, because it's not accurate.
Everyone knows Brian's a wrong un. It's just that he's entertaining.
Just because he's entertaining, he's still fucking robbed from kids. Handicapped kids.
Seriously.
Yeah, just because he's fucking funny doesn't make him fucking...
It's even worse than that. Terminally ill.
Yeah.
Like they were about
Guys, I forgot how to turn... I forgot how to turn fucking... what is it? Subscribers only mode on.
Go to bed and then it'd be done, Chris.
What?
No, I'm joking.
You see, I put it on the other day.
Chris, just
I put it on the other day. 1 second. 1 second. I will find it. Don't worry.
All right, you do your research while I have a word with Jamie.
You've been waiting for this word for a long time.
Shines, you only speak, yeah? You only speak, Shines, when you're spoken to.
Oh,
I'm only joking.
I know.
Go on then, Shines. You've been waiting for this for weeks.
Shines should be seen but not heard.
Is that all he's
I'm only joking.
I know, it's all good. Yeah, Jamie, regarding about your, I don't know how to say it, your situation. You're not the same as me.
Just say it as it is. Don't hesitate with your words. Just go for it.
I'm not the same as you, and I respect
That's
that.
cool.
How are you different though? Explain how you're different so we can all get involved in the conversation.
My selector, lyrical DJ on the maker. Big it up to all the sexy ladies in the vicinity.
Are you LGB or what?
Yeah.
Look, are you LGBTQ?
I'm
Sorry,
gay,
Chris,
mate, and
man,
I'm
1
married,
minute.
so don't worry.
Sorry, Jamie.
Right.
What, Shines?
Yeah.
Are you LGBTQ?
Chris, let me just have a word with Jamie, please.
I'm only winding you up. Go on.
I know.
All right, ask him to. Don't ask him what he is. Ask him to define himself. It's down to him.
It doesn't matter. I know he doesn't mean any harm.
I don't
know that. It's polite, isn't it? Jamie, it's polite.
Yeah, it is. But I know Shines, sort of. Anyway, yeah. Look, gay,
Chris,
married.
you know
Don't
what?
worry
It's
about it.
difficult for me to say certain things and whatever. So
let's try and speak.
Don't jump in and try and criticise me.
I'm not criticising you. I'm trying to improve your speech, mate.
Then you should have asked me to say it.
Sorry?
You should have said to Shine, you should have said to me, you should have said this.
No, I shouldn't. I should have just said what I said, which
Anyway,
just let Shine carry on in his own way.
Not ask him if he's in that definition.
I'm not offended by it. Let's just let him speak.
Okay.
Take as much time as you need. Take as much time as you need, Chris. Shines, sorry.
Yeah, so to be honest, I respect you as a person. It doesn't matter what kind of person you are. No one is the same, and no one's perfect. Everyone has done wrong in their life, like drugs or whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Shine, you had to bring drugs up, didn't you?
Your mic's going, Chris. Your mic's going, Chrissy.
I know, I'm going to come back in.
Yeah.
Alright, Chris.
What I really wanted to talk about, which I mentioned maybe about 4 years ago online or more, regarding about the NHS. Regarding about,
I wasn't on here 4 years ago, but yeah, go on. You want to talk about the NHS?
Schools, our children, and our corruption of like BBC, the council, the social care.
There's a lot of it.
Yeah.
Sorry, what's your question, bro? What's your question, please, bro?
Oh, Chris, man.
What's your question, bro?
Chris, why do you have to butt in? For fuck's sake, come on.
Because you're waffling, bro. You're waffling.
I'm not waffling.
You are. What's your question?
None of your business.
He's just trying to find the right words. I know what he's trying to do.
Chris, why don't you just fucking put a zip on your fucking mouth?
Sorry?
Put a zip on your fucking mouth.
Would you like to try and put a zip on my mouth?
I will, trust me.
No, you fucking won't, you wanker.
You fucking idiot, man.
You're calling me an idiot.
You know
you can't
what?
even string a sentence together. Just ask the fucking
question. Don't challenge me, Chris.
Ask the question.
None of your business, Chris. Shut the fuck up.
No, it is, because I'm on the fucking panel.
Listen, everyone's getting... Listen, don't let me... I swear. Listen, everyone on the online is getting fed up with you and your fucking mouth.
Care.
So don't let
I don't care.
Horrible.
Let Shines get it out.
Have some
fun. Can we let Shines speak?
For fuck's sakes, just ask your question.
He has his own way of talking, and I'm patient
I'm not going to try and listen to it, but he's fucking he's shit at talking.
Listen,
ask your question, you
No
cunt.
one wants to fucking listen to you.
Sorry about that, Shines. I'm very tolerant. You know, take as much time as you need. Right, I'm listening.
Cheers.
Come on, Shines, get it out, son.
Chris, trust me, don't Behave
What?
yourself.
No, I don't trust you.
Chris, just mute up.
No.
Everyone's
I don't do what
fed
you. I
up
don't
of
do what you. I
hearing
don't do
your
what you
fucking
tell me
voice.
to.
Now listen, everyone's is actually fed up
You
listening
speak
to
for
your
everyone,
voice.
do you?
It's
Do you
not all
speak for everyone?
No. Listen, you
No.
fucking
Do you speak for
You
everyone?
fucking butt in everywhere.
Do you speak
When
to
someone
everyone?
speaks,
Jesus,
listen to
Do
me
you
Mary,
speak
carefully,
Joseph,
for
and the
Chris.
wee
everyone?
donkey.
Do not try and test me. You're
I'm not
fucking
trying to test you.
listen.
I'm trying to get you to
Shut your
fucking get to
listen.
the point, you
Put a
cunt.
zip in your fucking
Get to
mouth
the
and
fucking
shut the
point, you
fuck
idiot.
up. It's
Get
not
to
all
the point,
about
you
you.
idiot. I know it's not.
What do you mean?
But get to the fucking point.
Well, shut up then, innit?
No, I'm not going to
You
shut up because you're
fucking
trying to tell me to
idiot.
shut up.
You just
I don't
fucking
do what you
embarrass
tell me, you
yourself
wanker.
online.
Get to the fucking point.
You
Ask the
fucking
question.
just embarrass yourself online.
I don't care.
I know you don't care.
You really need to know that.
I know you
don't care what you think.
It's not all
I
about
want you
Chris.
to ask your fucking
It's
question,
not
you
all
cunt.
about you, Chris.
No, I
It's not all
don't care
about
whether
me. I
it
want
takes
you to
you.
ask your question. Ask your
It's not
question.
all about you, Chris.
Chrissy,
Ask your
show Shines
question.
respect, Chrissy.
It's
I'm
not
trying.
all
I don't
about
care if
you,
it takes
trying.
you 15
What is
hours.
his fucking
you know?
question?
Shines, go
None
ahead,
of your
sweetheart.
business. Mute up.
Shines. I don't
Shines,
care if it takes you an
go
hour.
ahead, sweetheart.
But go for it. I'm all ears, mate. Leave him alone,
ask your question,
please.
Shines. Be a good boy.
Take as long as you need, Shines.
Come on,
Be
Shines.
good. All right, one sec. Let me deal with this bald-headed son of a bitch, yeah?
Oh,
Okay.
no, I'm not bald, am I? I'm not bald, am I? Oh, fucking hell. That's just a cut too deep.
Do you know
Shines,
what?
ask your fucking
No, you
question.
know what, Chris? You know what, Chris?
What? Go on,
Chrissy,
tell me what.
I'm very surprised the way you have changed, and now
I haven't changed
understand.
at all.
No,
I just
listen
want you
to
to
me.
ask
When
your
I'm fucking speaking, you
question.
fucking listen to me,
I
yeah?
just want you
Stop
to ask
butting
your
in.
question.
Move up. When I'm speaking,
No,
don't
I'm
fucking
not
let
doing
me
as you
destroy
tell
you.
me to,
Right?
because you
Listen to
don't
me.
get to tell me what to
Listen
do.
to me.
No, I'm
Now
not
I
going to listen to
understand
you.
why
What I would
people
like to
say
listen
certain things
to
about
is
you.
you ask your
You
question.
fucking idiot.
Ask your fucking question, you
Listen.
boring.
You
Oh, have
fucking
you
made a
finished
big
sword
mistake
fighting? Come
by
on.
trying to
Ask your
disrespect
fucking
me.
question, you bored
fucking
cunt.
idiot.
Ask your fucking question,
Trust
you
me.
boring
Listen to
cunt.
me carefully. You've just
No, I'm not
disrespected
listening to you
yourself
unless you're asking a
online.
question.
Listen to
Ask the
me.
fucking
Like,
question.
shut the fuck up. Listen
Ask
to me
the fucking
carefully.
question.
You
Stop
fucking
going round the
surprised
houses,
me.
you cunt. Ask the question.
You know what? You fucking.
Have you got a question? Have you got a
Not for you.
question?
Stop.
Do you know what,
Stop.
Shines?
You're
If there was
just a
three
fucking
of
idiot.
you, Shines,
Chris,
if there was three of
listen.
you wouldn't make a
Listen,
half
like,
wit.
Chris, you're just an idiot.
Three of you wouldn't
No,
make a
listen.
half wit.
No, listen, just you and
Oh,
me, and
leave
I'll
him
fucking
alone.
show you up.
Come
you
on then.
pussy hole.
No, Shines. I don't want to talk to you. I want you to ask your question.
No, one sec. Listen, Chrissy. Do you remember I said
No,
I've got
I'm not
contact?
listening to
No,
you unless you're
listen.
asking a
Do you not
question. I
listen?
He
don't
wasn't
want your
asking you
statement.
a
Chrissy,
I want
question.
your
listen to me carefully.
question.
Do
I
you
want your
remember I
question.
have
It took
got
you
Um,
fucking
big
half hour to go
contact
round the
in
houses.
cancel?
Just
Listen
ask
to me
your
carefully,
fucking
you fucking son of
question.
a bitch.
Chris.
Have you got a
I swear to
question?
God, I just make a
Have you
call.
got a question?
I can make a call, and that person
Shines.
will actually speak about you.
Shines.
Oh my God,
Shines.
he's a
Stop.
gangster.
I
Just for
swear to
1
God.
second.
Shines.
No, I'm being
Right,
honest.
just
I
stop.
swear to God on my mum's
You're a
life.
wanker. Ask your
Not a
question.
wanker.
You are.
Chrissy,
Why?
will you just
Make the
please
one call.
shut
Go on,
up?
make the
He's
one
been
call.
waiting for
Shines,
weeks.
Yeah,
make the
Oh,
one
What's your
call.
mouth?
yeah,
fuck's
Chrissy,
sake.
just
Come
let
on, big
Shines
man.
speak.
Lying son
Come
of a
on,
Shines,
big
bitch.
man.
just go
Ask
ahead and ask
the
your question,
or make
Shines.
the call.
Oh, Chris,
Make
you
the
just
call.
fucked up the show. You know that.
Right, just
I don't
leave
really
him.
give a
You
fuck.
are
Go on,
fucking
go on,
boring.
Shines.
But
Chris,
Get
let
your
me
Right,
tell
piece
you
out,
ask
something,
Shines.
your
Chris.
leave him
question or
alone.
make
Listen to me,
the
Chris.
call.
Listen to me carefully. I swear to
No,
God,
I don't want to
I
listen
am
to
gonna
you.
speak to someone
It's like
high
Little Britain,
in
Right,
isn't
go
it?
on.
council,
Who
and
high?
I swear
Who
to
high?
God,
How
yeah.
much would they have smoked?
You don't believe me, do you, Chris?
No, I don't.
I
You're a
told you
bullshitter.
I told you years ago. I've got
I
contact.
haven't known you years.
You
I haven't
fucking
known you for
idiot,
years.
dickhead.
I haven't known you for years, you idiot. Make
You
the
have
call
God, this is
known him
or
like
ask
for
the
as long as you
bloody.
question.
want.
Make
You've
the
known him
call
for
or
years.
ask the
Shines, go
question.
ahead and ask your
Listen,
question,
Chris.
sweetheart.
Yeah,
Thank
Don't
you.
what's your
The
don't
question,
fuck
lady's
with
Shines?
got
me.
it. Listen to the lady, Shines. Ask the question.
No, don't fuck with me because I
Wait,
swear to
Shines,
God, you're
Shines,
fucking
he's
idiot.
I'm
just
not fucking with
triggering
you.
you
I'm asking you to
deliberately.
ask your fucking
idiot.
question, you idiot.
You know what? You're
I
a
wish I
fucking
knew the
sellout.
question.
You talk shit.
Ask the
Yeah, I
fucking
think
question,
I know where he's
Shines.
going. Chrissy, just like give the guy space. He's asking me a question. If it takes him an hour, I will still listen to him. Everyone communicates in their
there
own
are other
way.
people on the panel. There are other people on the panel. There's 5 of us on the panel.
Know
There'll be 6 when Chris gets back.
Shines has his own way of speaking. Can you just respect that?
I know
then
he has.
respect
That's why he
it and
needs
be quiet, please.
Jamie, that's why he needs a prompt when he's fucking waffling, bro.
Look, I've worked with all sorts of people with all sorts of styles.
Let Shines ask his question now.
Fucking show
Right,
you.
we're all asking you, Shines. Ask
when
your
I say
question.
something, it's always the truth.
Ask your fucking question, Shines.
idiot.
Fuck's sakes. Shines, ask your question.
Fucking.
Right, Shines, just listen to me. Right, it's just you and me for a moment. Right, so you told me about the NHS and corruption.
Yeah, with the councils and the Home Office and BBC, the royal family, and much more. You know, and ITV, and Chris, you wouldn't know this, innit? You fucking idiot.
Shines, talk to me. Shines, talk to me.
Basically,
get it out, son.
Leave him alone.
Chrissy, be respectful.
I'm trying. I'm trying to be respectful. He just had a pop at me.
Show some respect to Shines. Shines is a legend.
It's just you and I for a minute, all right? So go on then.
He's a fucking legend.
Just leave him alone, will ya? Grow up. Right, Shines, carry on.
And regarding about child abuse and everything, it's all linked together. In a way,
I know what you mean.
Yeah,
I know what you mean. Like in the children's homes and stuff.
Yeah, with social cares and whatever, the council, the whatever, and then you got it at schools. They want to teach, I don't know, 6-year-old children certain things. And
I know what you're talking about, and I don't agree with it either.
No, I don't agree. But
I believe in age-appropriate relationship stuff. So teenagers, different.
Yeah.
Teenagers need to know how to keep themselves safe sexually, and what is a healthy relationship. I know exactly where you were going. It's good because I was on the same track.
Is that not a parent's job to do that?
Chris,
it's a dual process, isn't it? You know, it's nurture and it's education. Go on, Shines.
All right, thank you. What's going on now is they want to control our children in a way.
Is the rainbow being misused? Right? Is the rainbow being misused?
They want to control our children. And
well, it is being misused, but it's not being misused by people like me, you know, or a lesbian or whatever. It's not being. It's not us that are forcing this to happen. It's overzealous corporations and entities that think they're doing the right thing, and they're doing it in the wrong way. They're making it much harder for people like me who are just ordinary people who just happen to be gay, lesbian, transgender, or whatever letter you want to pick from the spectrum, because it's a really big spectrum. But no, it doesn't. I don't like Pride Month. I don't think it needs hi. I don't think it needs to be a month. I remember the days where it was a long weekend. A nice long weekend where you had a proper march about rights, ended up in a, Brockwell Park, somewhere like that in London. You had a big old stage, music artists. That was much better. And nobody was trying to impose anything on anybody. Oh,
sorry. Jamie,
Jamie.
I was going to get to that, and you've like hit it on the nail, because they're trying to put it on. Is it the LGBs and whatever?
Yeah,
and whatever?
Who are they, please?
Jamie.
Oh, look, I know who he means. Carry on.
Chris, you're
he means
dumb.
the extreme right
You're
wing
too dumb.
and organisations.
No, I'm asking you who you are stating a they. Why can't you just give them a name?
Why don't you do your fucking education?
I've done my education. I probably know more about it than you do. You idiot.
Look, it's a technical point that isn't relevant, because I understand what he means.
Name the fucking
Chris,
enemy.
All you do is talk shit. Shut the
fuck up.
No,
I've asked the fucking question,
You're
you idiot.
embarrassment
Who are
to
they?
yourself.
Who are they? Who is the enemy? Who do you think the enemy are?
He's talking about heads of organisations, corporate entities,
Jamie, you don't
and I understand.
I'm asking him.
I don't speak for him, but I understand him. I understand what he was trying to say.
That's why I ask a question.
Why does he have to?
Well, listen,
Chris, you're trying to trip him up on just a complete minor, bullshit thing. Like he's like, listen, let him have his conversation.
We were having a conversation.
Right, and I asked one question.
Hello.
Who are they? Can anyone tell me who they are?
Yeah, guys. Big up.
An insidious international clique.
Jamie, welcome to the Chris CFC show.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, this is an interesting conversation. So I'm going to sit back for a minute and then I'll jump in if I've got anything to say.
Yeah, cool. Right. Okay, so go on, Shines. You were saying about...
Yeah.
About the corporations and certain people with a different agenda. I know what you mean.
Basically, what they were trying to do is use it against the LGB, that they are backing this up, which they're not, are they? Really?
Well, there are LGBT people who support all of that. I'm not one of them. I can tell you about me, and I can say that all I've ever wanted is the same rights as you. I'm quite content with that on every level, the same right, no discrimination. That's what I want. I do think if you're not careful with stuff like LGBT stuff, you risk that phrase, which is, don't flaunt it in my face. I don't have a problem with gay people, but don't throw it into my face, that kind of thing. And I can understand how people can feel like they're being surrounded by something and, they're worried about saying the wrong thing. I know you're not homophobic. That would never come into my head at all. Right. Yeah. So, Marks and Spencer's selling a fucking rainbow sandwich. What does that do for me? What does that do for nothing? Nothing.
I don't know.
Does it mean if you buy one of those sandwiches, what does it mean? It means nothing. It just means Marks and Spencer's get to make money on the back of LGBT people.
Oh right, okay,
no.
Yeah.
Can I ask out of interest, what is the rainbow sandwich?
Jamie, thanks for
anytime, Shines. I'm out and I'm open.
I learned from others.
What is the rainbow sandwich, mate? What is the rainbow sandwich? What is actually in it, please?
It was bacon, bit of pastrami, gherkins off the top of my head. It was something like that. And it cost about £3.40, and 20 pence of it allegedly went to an LGBT charity that I've never heard of.
Got ya. So
and I know a lot of them.
Yeah, a gimmick then, yeah? A gimmick.
Yeah, just a gimmick. Just like Primark or someone like that selling a bloody T-shirt with a pride flag. Yeah. That doesn't mean anything, because then you just get the extreme right wing coming out with, take back the rainbow or something like that. The only reason the LGBTQIA+, if you want to say the whole alphabet sort of thing, 'cause it is a spectrum, the only reason that flag was picked is because it's universal peace. That's all. Yeah. But it's now being used by everybody, like the NHS, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with it because it's a peaceful thing. But there are a lot of people on the far. I'm not far right, and I'm not I'm not right wing. I'm not left wing. I'm the bird. You know, I'm a liberal. I'm a proper liberal Democrat. So I'm right in the middle of it, and I can see both sides of it, and I don't like either, because most people are somewhere in the middle where they want the right balance. They want the right balance between a good economy and, you know, things like that. They don't want things to sway either way. You know, that's why they call it Middle England. You know, you can be independent. I'm not advocating for a political party. I'm just saying where I am. But yeah, no, the fights for rights. I mean, the problem is the trans panic at the moment reminds me of the 1990s when I came out. I was 15, 16, and gay was a dirty word. You know, you were considered to be disease-ridden, abnormal. You know, at one point in the English dictionary, if you looked up homosexual, the definition was a perverse attraction to the same sex.
Yeah, I remember
that. Yeah. You know, that was appalling. So now trans people are facing the same kind of things that, say, gay and lesbian people.
They don't help themselves, though, do they, Jamie?
Like, no, they don't.
Some of them don't help themselves.
No, some don't. It's more to do with activists. Let's just pin it down and narrow it down.
Yeah, the activists are fucking insane.
It's activists, and it's not so much trans men, which would be female to male, or trans women, you know, male to female. It's the non-binary bit that is tricky, can be tricky to understand. And even for people within the spectrum of LGBTQIA, you know, it can be very difficult for people. You know, I just believe in, you know, if you want to identify a certain way and that makes you happy in life, go for it, because it's your life. It's personal to you. It's not about anybody else, and it's fine. You know, if you're not hurting other people, just live your life as strong as you can.
I don't think it's like highly sexual though, where it's just like, you know, it's like all the fetishes and the sort of
different things. Justice.
No,
you know what I mean? It's
about
like
the community being sexualized.
It's not really about like partners. Like they're not really monogamous, are they? Like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit like the same argument about, you know, pride and the pride floats and things featuring people wearing, you know, just underwear or something. I don't think that's the best way to promote something and to promote tolerance. It's not. This is the thing. It's not meant to be about promoting in a way of like, this is a cool thing to be, because you don't choose your sexuality, you don't choose your gender. But it's about promoting acceptance. I don't like the word tolerance, because that's like, oh, I can tolerate you. That doesn't mean I like you or don't like you. It's just about promoting acceptance. And that is just a basic form is, you know, I'm not going to kick the shit out of that bloke just because he's got a pride t-shirt on and bloody bells and whistles and has obviously been at some kind of event. That's all it is. And it's for people who, it's not about it's about promoting acceptance. And for people who don't like LGBTQIA plus people, that's absolutely fine. It just means they have the right to think and feel what they want, but they shouldn't come up to me and give me their verbal diarrhea about it. You know, because that's their problem, not my problem. And that's all I'm saying. That's where I come from, which is, you know, I'm happy to be me. But my sexuality is just a small part of who I am as a person. And it's a part that, you know, gets focused on, not just me, everyone, that gets focused on quite a lot. But I don't think the LGBT community or LGBT, if I don't say the whole lot, people will pull me up on it. So the spectrum of it, you get, it's just a nightmare. Yeah, you get people extreme.
Jamie, mate, what is the I in the LGBTQI?
Hang on, I'll answer the I. I know you do, Chris. Shines. Sorry, I know you do. The I is intersex, so that's actually something entirely different. That's biological, where the phrase hermaphrodite used to come from. Yeah, where there's ambiguity of your sex due to things that, you know, DNA and stuff like that. So you could be born with both sets of genitalia or combinations thereof. And the reason why trans people who perhaps maybe once they've transitioned actually have straight relationships, if you want to look at it like that, they're included because they feel safe within the community, because they are different to the mainstream of people and have traditionally, you know, gone to the community because they feel safe. And everyone deserves a right to feel safe. I'm not against drag queen story time, but I don't understand it. To me, drag is an adult art form that you would go to a pub and you would see, like,
come on, it's highly sexualized. Come on, like,
yeah,
it's not
it is. I've seen a good few examples where I can say it's not appropriate and that wasn't appropriate.
Yeah,
and also drag, is drag just a gay thing? No, it's not. It's not, you know, cabaret and stuff like that. So it's not really promoting anything other than drag queens.
Yeah,
me too. Me too. Absolute, you know, absolute comical genius. Absolute comical genius.
was really good, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. But they're aimed at an adult audience. An adult audience, that is the art form, that is the entertainment. I don't see the value of a drag queen in front of toddlers that won't understand, because what do they think? Do they think that a gay person is going to look like that? I mean, it's such a big debate, but it does cause issues. But remember, the extreme, either side of the bird,
to divide us,
will use it to batter people like me over the head, you know, because to be honest with you, the majority of gay people just get on with their lives and no one knows. But the thing is, remember, we don't come out just once. It's not like we say to our parents, I'm this or I'm that. It's like when you go into a job, people will say, oh, you've got a partner. And you say, oh, yeah, I have. Oh, what's her name? Kieran or something, you know. And the next question is, do you want children? Well, I have a son. So, you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't mean, but that you end up, what I'm saying is you end up coming out over and over and over again. It's not just a one event, you know, where, like, if you're not and you're straight, then no one asks you. No one asks you. You don't go out. It's just, that's how the mainstream thing is. And I don't. That's just life, you know. But as I say, all I care about is equal rights for everybody. And I'm far more interested at this stage in looking at other countries like Iran, where they're murdering people who they just suspect are gay, let alone being gay or being different. That's where my activism is. You know, so does that...
Can I ask a question to Justice on what you've just brought up quickly, please?
Yeah,
go on, then.
So, Justice, we're talking about immigration and stuff, yeah? If a gay Iranian guy turned up on our shores claiming that, you know, it was, you know, that he could be killed if he stayed in Iran, being a gay man, would you offer him asylum? Would he be an immigrant or a refugee?
That's a really loaded question.
Yeah, it sounds bad, but it's just like at this point now, it's like no, I put my people first. You know, it's like I don't really care about what's going on in other countries. Like I'm non-interventionist.
But do you know who the first country would be that would put him up? And this is going to rock the boat. Israel.
Turkey.
Israel, yeah, and Turkey. Sorry, yeah, definitely Turkey. Israel and
over 5
Turkey
million.
Are one of the two biggest sort of Middle Eastern nations that will take it, you know, will give asylum to Islamic LGBT or other religions in those countries.
To be honest, it's not just, it's Somalians, it's anyone. The doors are open. Trust me.
Yeah.
Are we talking about Turkey or England, though, Shines?
Turkey.
The doors are open in Turkey or in England?
None of your business. Do your fucking
Oh, for
research.
fuck's sake, you idiot! We're trying to fucking have a
You know what?
conversation.
You know what? You've just shown what kind of person you are.
Yeah,
You and
really.
me.
And you're showing what kind
I
of
have a
person you are.
question.
We're trying to fucking
I have
have
a
a debate on a
question.
Don't
subject.
listen. You're
We're
just
trying to have a
embarrassing
debate on a
yourself.
subject,
I have a
and you're all
question.
Listen.
you're all pooey.
You know what? I
Right.
Because you got
The
your ass
lady
handed to
has
you
a
earlier.
question.
Fucking get on the
Lady,
subject, you cunt.
I don't
just
know your name. I'm so
embarrassed
sorry.
you on
It's Cassie.
the
Giants, get
online.
back
You
on the
fucking
subject.
idiot.
Get
I have
back
a
on the subject,
question.
you idiot.
Yeah, go for it. Why not?
It's
Nice
to
to meet you.
the whole panel. What's everyone's opinions on children 8, 9, 10 years old being given puberty blockers and
Disgusting.
that kind of thing?
Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. You can't drink until you're 18. How the fuck should you be able to?
Let's
Chemically castrate
understand.
them. Disgusting.
Well, let's understand what puberty blockers do. All they do is stop puberty from happening. As soon as you stop taking them, your natural hormones kick in and you develop absolutely as you would. So
the thing is, though, Jamie, through the formative years, if they're taken out, they're chemically castrated for life, and they just end up like they end up fucked up because they're not male, they're not female, they're sort of like in the middle. They end up very fucked up. I don't want to use any sort of.
My view is 16
they block the
plus.
natural process.
That's a troll that's on Chris, by the way.
That isn't natural. They won't then naturally. If you
Look,
were
I'm not medically
puberty,
qualified.
yeah,
but my
I've done a
personal
little bit of
view.
research on it, right? And if you stop puberty happening, then what happens is if puberty comes late, that wouldn't be natural by definition.
I understand.
Yeah.
My personal view is that they shouldn't be used under the age of 16. That's my personal view, because I think 16, if you are legally able to enter into an intimate relationship, then you've got enough about you to know who you are.
Okay.
You've got
the Tavistock has gone.
12 though now,
so
mate.
I'll follow it up with this. I watched a testimony of a mother who declared that her son wanted to transition into a female at the age of starting 18 months old.
That's just
that woman needs to be in jail.
Not possible. That's not possible. That shouldn't happen.
There was a story. These mothers, like these liberal mothers,
was encouraging it. She was encouraging it. And she said when they would go to pick him up at daycare, he would have on dresses and jewelry and crowns. And so they thought that he wanted to be a she. So they did. This was their benchmark. They put him in T-ball, and he didn't like T-ball. So that must mean he's a girl.
Sorry, what's T-ball?
Well,
it's like children's baseball.
These mothers that push like this fucking poison on their children need to be in jail.
There was a news story this week about a GP who hit the news because it was just ordinary parents that she'd just given birth to a baby. And the GP wanted to know whether the baby was transgender or not. Now that's just absolutely ridiculous.
Crazy.
The majority of people who transition are older, much older than 18. In fact, some can be much older than that, over 40 or whatever it happens to be. The Tavistock has gone. The children's services there have gone because they made catastrophic mistakes. I actually know a psychologist who's one of my best friends. Actually, I'm not going to say a he or a she, but they left within a year because there was ethical issues going on all the time, and a lot happened there. A lot of psychologists and medical professionals went there and then couldn't get out of there quick enough. You know, so yeah, the Tavistock exposed some of the real problems, and for the, you know, the regretting statistics is about, so those that transitioned and then regretted it, it stands at around 2 to 3%, but no conclusive study has yet got the numbers, but that's roughly where it seems to be, based on people going to their GP wanting reversal. So there you go.
And there's also a group of people that would like to use the term babies instead of babies when they're born in hospital. They want them to be called babies rather than babies, because they want the child to define their own gender.
Well, they're not going to be able to do that at that age. They have no
the mental illness, like, to say gender is like a social construct, it's like these people are mentally ill.
Well, yeah, words are being reappropriated all
Everything's like a social construct to these people. Anytime there's a problem, or that they just want to fuck up the natural order of anything, it's like, oh, it's a social construct, you know, so we can.
I mean, obviously,
we can just be delusional.
I don't believe in a natural order because I don't suit the natural order, but I do agree with you on the social construct and how words can be politicized and turned into a narrative, and then that creates problems for people who are, you know, adults. They feel they're in the wrong physiology and they need that changed because it isn't who they are. I completely get that. You know, I have a number of trans friends. Most of them are trans men, female to male. And to be honest with you, you'd never know. You would never ever know, and that's the whole point. But not everybody can pass so easily. But all of the stuff in the media around trans women, you know, you hear it's always bad stories. You know, it's always so, you know, this person did this, you know, sexually assaulted this person in prison or whatever. And the extreme, none of you are extreme, but the extreme element will then capitalize on that to damn everyone that happens to be in that category. It's the same thing with this, you know, like Jim, I'm not saying that Philip Schofield, you know, did anything wrong with I don't know. But
I'm saying that.
You know, the idea of coming out as gay to protect yourself. Pardon?
Wait until the David Jason story. Wait until the David Jason stories come out.
Yeah, I mean,
what are the stories about him? I've heard stuff, but
yeah,
let's
go with that one.
Okay, he's basically, you know, an undercover Savile. I used to work at the BBC doing security.
Oh, okay. One sec, Chris. Chris. Can you not hear me all right, yeah?
Yeah.
Wicked. I'm back.
If you, I mean, I can always send it to you. But for instance, David Jason had 2 paedophiles abuse 2 young children at his home.
Oh, David Jason, right? Wasn't he the guy in Only Fools and Horses?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he was in the touch of Frost as well.
Yeah. I was going to ask Chrissy regarding about the corruption in the council.
What do you want to know?
Chrissy, carry on.
Basically, David Jason's, you know, and I, as I said, I used to do security at the BBC. It's not really a secret about David Jason. He can't be trusted. He won like an innuendo award where he said no one can bend down in front of me. There's been numerous complaints of sexual harassment against him.
What do you mean by security, Chrissy?
I used to do security.
When you say security, were you standing at the front door, not stopping people coming in? What?
I was a specialist security manager there.
Okay.
So I basically do whatever was needed. And
I'm going to find out.
Sorry?
So supposing like celebrities were coming in to the BBC building, would it be your job to make sure everything went smoothly and they were safe in that?
Yeah, when did you jump on?
if that was on my shift, and if they didn't have their own security that we had to liaise with, yeah.
Okay,
but isn't it?
But normally, right,
isn't
when
it
a celebrity gets in the BBC building, they're normally safe. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
it's just outside.
I used to work at White City. They've gone to Salford now, but I was at White City on Elstree.
Are you talking about Shepherd's Bush, where they used to have it on the green? That BBC centre.
TVC
it's moved now.
White City.
It's more Shepherd's Bush. It's on the Uxbridge Road.
Yeah, bro. I mean, you know, I did whatever job I was sent to in all the BBC buildings. You know, Radio 1, for instance, is like in its own little building somewhere fucking in London, jumping a train, whatever. But yeah, I worked as specialist security for BBC.
What, so, you know the BBC office in Shepherd's Bush, yeah, White City?
Yep.
Was it just offices, TVC, or was there actually studios where they actually filmed shows?
Right, at TVC, TVC was massive, absolutely massive. Loads of studios. I mean, you know, the place was... You couldn't get round the whole place. If you went in every corridor, every room,
Chrissy,
every place, you wouldn't get round.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye. I'm only joking.
And Robinson. Yeah, so, you know, the BBC, massive building, TVC. And obviously, you know, the film industry and stuff like that, the only way that you're going to be able to get in a position of power is, and this is my personal belief, if they've got something to blackmail you with, whether it be your sexuality, gambling debts, you know, whatever. You won't get on a BBC.
Anyway, Chrissy, as I said, to cancel.
I only have done the EastEnders, yeah, because Large Hands.
And it's all linking up to you now, Chrissy.
EastEnders is exclusively filmed at bottom. I don't know what that means.
Elstree.
Probably
EastEnders was Elstree. That's the one that I did the most because they had the most problems there.
Hey, Kreb. One of the rules, right, yeah, is you don't say the word nonce. Okay? I'm going to give you one fucking warning. And you say it again. The rules are going down the bottom. You say it again, and sorry, I will have to ban you from the actual stream because we don't have that here. Yeah. Let me just. 1 minute.
Chrissy, did you understand
that comment?
No, I didn't hear it. Say it again, Shines.
No, I'm going to put you on timeout.
Do you want me to just read out the David Jason article?
Yeah, go on.
Go on then.
One second, yeah, we got Wendy Wu. We got Wendy Wu coming on. I need to make sure it's
big up. This should be interesting. She says she loves David Jason.
Wendy, is that you?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hi, Wendy.
Yeah.
Hey, Wendy, how are you?
Wendy, I'm gonna turn your mic up a little bit. There we go, because it's not on full.
Do you want me to read the David Jason article about David Jason's two friends?
Well, they may have been associates of his, Chris, but what you're saying about David Jason is rubbish.
Okay, let me read it. And then you decide, yeah? Derek Sear, 50, a friend of Del Boy Star for 25 years. And Albert Tamo, 56, lured the two victims to the actor's former home in Aylesbury Bucks by boasting of their connections with David.
Sorry, Chrissy, where are you getting this content from, Chris?
It's former home.
Right, listen.
Is this from a newspaper or what, Chrissy?
It is from a newspaper. Listen, please. Sear, who was looking after the house at the time in 1991, assaulted one of the boys in David's bed. Hang on, where's the rest? Tamo abused the other boy downstairs, and the two paedophiles swapped boys around. Luton Crown Court heard. Yeah, do the rest. Just do your research.
hang on, that's
David
not
Jason has had untold.
speculation.
David Jason has had untold allegations thrown at him.
No, that's speculation. There's no.
It's not speculation. It's
Hey,
facts.
guys, does anyone know, right?
Chris,
does anyone know?
I've just read, Wendy, is
I said
from
to
a conviction
you,
at
do
a
your
Crown
fucking
Court.
research.
Hey, Chrissy,
Now
Chrissy
you're
and the
using
panel.
the same
Listen,
word.
do any of you know? I heard something about Philip Schofield getting sacked from this morning. Do any of you know the ins and outs?
Yeah.
Let Wendy speak.
Let Wendy talk.
Go on, Wendy.
He had an affair with a 15-year-old runner. The lad was there doing what is it they do now that they're out of
it was
school?
runner, just running bits of paper and cards. You know.
Schofield had an affair with him from 15 up to today. Yeah.
Philip Schofield, the Silver Fox.
You know how he got caught out? On a YouTube
he got
video.
caught out because his brother is downloaded child porn. The media went to talk to his brother, and he said, "Well, Philip's done the same." And then they found out.
Didn't it used to be Philip Schofield and what's her name?
Willoughby.
Holly Willoughby. It used to be Holly Willoughby and Schofield. I wonder who's going to replace Schofield.
I think they've already done that. It's a lady, another lady.
They're going to bring back Eamon Holmes.
No, they're going to bring back. They're putting Josie from Big Brother.
Who?
Yeah, that's true.
Josie from Big Brother. Guys, I'm now working in the media, and I'm talking almost daily to people covering these stories. I do know a little bit about it.
Yeah. I'm not saying you don't.
About it too.
So, Wendy, are you saying that Philip Schofield, not Philip Schofield, David Jason hasn't had any allegations made about him?
Well, we can all have allegations said about us, but it's proving them, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but that you could use the same language about Savile.
Please don't say the nonce, mate. Come on, all I ask is just please don't say paedophile or nonce. Come on, guys. Sorry.
Right. So, Wendy, are you aware of the interview that he gave? I think it was on something like This Morning. It was a breakfast TV show where he admitted to being accused of sexual harassment and winning the I think it was something stupid like the Golden Sausage Award, which was the innuendo thing. And he admitted to sexual harassment.
I know, right?
Where did this sexual harassment?
What a shit award!
Right, if you put into Google, guys, if you put into Google, and the article I'm looking at now is Metro.
Guys, I'm going to share something with you. Shell put a link in. It's about Philip Schofield. So let me just share the screen. I will share the fucking screen. 1 second.
Good accent.
Do you know what, Chris? Chrissy, you're not going to do well. You know why? Because you don't have no fucking respect for others.
Bonjour,
I can't hear you, Shines.
Alright, guys, everyone mute up for a second. 3, 2, 1.
Mates. And then one day.
And one day.
Something happened that just changed it.
Then the accusations that you bring to him?
I did not.
Liar.
There is no question.
Guilty as fuck.
Did a bad
Absolutely.
thing. Unprofessional.
He's trying to save face.
I know I did that. The last time we had a conversation,
his acting's bad.
It is, isn't it? It's really bad.
Yeah.
Why do we
No,
go?
do you know
He's
what?
emotionless.
It's been happening in, with the power, the rich.
But look at him, right?
Power and control.
When he's fucking speaking, look at his face, right? He looks guilty as fuck, and he's got that look like, are people buying what I'm saying or not?
Right, if you were being interviewed, yeah,
it's a Prince Andrew interview all over again.
Deeply. So we became mates.
Anyway.
Right.
Wait, so
he's got if. Oh. Oh, it's finished.
Anyway,
if you were being interviewed, right?
Changed it.
There'll be accusations that you bring to him.
I did not.
I did not.
There is no question. I did a bad thing.
Oh, I did a bad thing. I did a bad thing. I groomed a 15-year-old, 14-year-old.
Right. If that was you being interviewed.
Wait, did that repeat?
Thing is, yeah, it did. Yeah, the thing is,
that
right.
Did repeat because fucking, they're like shorts, and when you watch a short and it goes to the end,
it just runs
again.
around.
Yeah.
Right. Well, the thing is, right. My observation is this: if that was you, you'd be sweaty, you'd be emotional, you'd be you'd be shaking. You know, if you were falsely accused like that, you'd be really nervous. Not so monotone and be, controlled in your voice like that. Did you groom him? No. I didn't. I did not. I did not.
I did a bad thing.
You would just say, God no.
Listen,
God
guys,
no, that's not
guys, yeah, when he was getting asked questions, did you see how long it took him to answer?
Yes.
It was like he was sitting there thinking, what can I say? Like,
and
what
then
can I,
came the...
If you were being honest, you would just be able to speak fucking straight away because you know the fucking truth.
Yeah, you wouldn't say, no, I did not, or whatever, I did not. You'd go, God, no. Oh, no.
People would see him for
fucking us.
Maybe.
Whatever response he gave, people would see him
I did not fuck him up the arse.
All right, one sec. Maybe it's because the environment that he was in, it seemed normal.
Was he groomed? Yes, he was. The bloke knew him.
And
I didn't have a 69
He looks practically 12 in that picture. He looks young as fuck.
Exactly.
Well,
I didn't have a 69er with him.
Christy, have you ever been down to 10 Downing Street?
Sorry?
Have you ever been down 10 Downing Street?
I've been to Downing Street a few times, never been to number 10.
Have you ever been inside the Parliament?
I've met Philip Schofield a couple of times.
Oh, how unfortunate.
Who are you? Does your mum know you're
One
that
more
late?
thing. All right. Have you been to Buckingham Palace?
Yes.
I have.
Okay.
Yeah, and also Tim Morris is...
You're breaking up,
You might
Chris.
spot.
You're breaking up, Chris.
Chrissy, have you met the Queen?
She come to Elstree while I was doing the security there, yeah. Not met her, but yeah, I've been in her presence. The Royal Protection guys don't let anyone anywhere near her, but I was in charge of the security.
Do you know what, right? You've done quite a lot of stuff, Chrissy, and it'll be easier if you tell us what you haven't done.
No,
but you have had a good career.
Hang on, Wendy.
Chrissy, you've worked in positions of trust.
Hang on.
Chris, Wendy's speaking to you.
All I want to do is ask this
go on,
question.
Wendy.
Right, we're talking about Philip Schofield, David Jason, apparently.
Yeah.
Which I believe, and I know it's not true. But how come?
No, you think it's not true. You don't know anything.
Everyone gives
Let Wendy finish.
Elvis Presley a pass when Elvis Presley was sleeping with 14-year-old girls from day dot till he died.
All the old rock and roll stars back then did it. I swear, like it's gross. Like they're all like pedos. So many of them. Like now, it's like they're all nonsense.
Presley up to be what's that? What is it they do these days? Cancelled. He should be cancelled. The man was an out and out. You know what? As far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, but it's sad.
Like Jerry Lee Lewis, he married his 14-year-old cousin.
The Queen was married to her cousin.
Giving actors a bad name.
To her cousin.
Giving singers bad names.
Yeah, but
just because of a minority of the perverts.
Were cousins.
You know, no.
They were 14.
Yeah, but you know what it is? It's all to do with money and power and greed. People can
power and control.
Yeah, control. Yeah.
Sorry, Wendy. What was your question? What was your question, Wendy?
Chrissy, you won't understand this.
Shine, hang on. I just said, how come everybody, and they do, a lot of people do, give this guy Elvis Presley a pass when everyone seems to know what he got up to?
I don't.
You know, I'm not on about just you. A lot of millions of people do.
But they don't know. A lot of people don't know it.
But it's interesting because they didn't give a free pass to Michael Jackson, did they?
Exactly, but more people knew it.
No.
So is it more to do with the fact that if you're doing that with boys, that's one thing, and if you're doing that with girls, that's another? It isn't in my mind. It's all the same thing.
It isn't in my mind. Children are children, regardless of
gender. There's a comment, guys. There's a comment on screen. It says Wendy exposed Danny Tomo for having sex with a minor who was actually 26. That's Dan Tarragon. I don't know what it's about.
Okay, Dan Tarragon, you're talking rubbish. Go away. I'm not even getting involved with you and your mess at the moment.
Don't worry, Wendy. You don't have to explain yourself.
Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip being cousins and being married.
They weren't first cousins.
I didn't say they was first cousins. I said they were cousins. They were second cousins, weren't they?
No, they were third.
Second cousins. Oh, no, you're right.
So were they cousins? So the Queen and Philip were cousins, yeah?
Slightly. So what?
So you're talking about incest.
It's very common to keep the bloodline pure. It's very common.
If they were cousins, that's incest.
They were third cousins. Yeah. That's hardly related.
They were cousins. That's enough for me.
But do you know your third cousins? Do you know yours?
I do, yeah.
I don't even know my third cousins.
Exactly.
I can explain.
They knew that they was third cousins. They knew they was third cousins, and they married.
Right.
Listen, they were killing their own self, their own family.
Thing is, right? You know
but the
those
thing is,
sorry
guys. The fifth, cousins aren't blood related.
No, they're not. Now the thing is, I did a DNA ethnicity. Hang on. Hang on. I'm trying to make a point. No, I'm trying to make a point. Thank you. Speak. Right, I did a DNA ethnicity test, right? And when you do one of those, anyone that has a match to your DNA in some way or another shows up. Yeah, something like that, yeah. Now, when I looked at my results, there were hundreds that are either classified as third or fifth cousins that aren't in any way related to my family in England. I've got some in South Africa, lots in Canada because I have connections to Canada, but I don't know who they are, but they're still sort of related to me, third cousin. So I could go over to Australia, meet someone and not realise that. It's only because of the DNA test that I would have any idea. Third cousin isn't really incestuous.
Yeah, so who's King Charles's third cousins then, Chris? Do you know? Third cousins, removed. I shouldn't think
exactly. I mean, I wouldn't know.
Exactly. Look, you didn't. You don't.
It's not a problem. It's not a problem. Like I just highlighted. Hundreds of people that I didn't know. technically could be connected to my family.
Well,
but if I went abroad and if I went abroad and
yeah,
sorry,
but royalty are well known for.
Oh yeah. They've got a well-known family tree. Yeah. But it is, you're right, it's about bloodlines. It is about bloodlines, isn't it? Yeah. Purity of the bloodlines.
But as for digging up Elvis and take him to court, I didn't say that. But, you know, a lot of people get cancelled. Isn't that the word these days?
Yeah, cancelled, yeah.
Elvis Presley has not been cancelled.
I find that so interesting because, like, you know, like I said, Michael Jackson, you know, there are still people who doubt that Michael Jackson did any wrong. I think the second you start paying off families, like, what was the name of the young boy they paid off his family?
Chandler, wasn't it?
Yeah, and the second you do that, I'm sorry, but why would you do that if you hadn't, if there was nothing wrong? I don't. Like, I'll tell you. In my case, which you know, I won't speak about too much, but I am entitled to claim up to £22,000 compensation for what I went through. I won't be claiming a penny because what do I want that money for? I'm not being funny. It's like, oh, well, there you go. Have this money. Go and spend it on something nice. No, thank you very much. Don't need the money. I'm not going to feel like I've been. I know they say it's compensation, but you know, it just feels like you're being paid off because it doesn't matter whether you win or lose, providing there's substance to the case, you get that money. No, thank you. No, thank you. I don't want that. I just want justice. But the point is, paying people off, that in my mind means something, you know, isn't right there at the very least.
I remember the Jackson thing very well, Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
And I believed he was innocent up to the point of him paying that Jodie Chandler off.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Why would you? Why would you? If you're saying nothing happened here, then and you're giving away, you know, not giving
it's
away.
an admission of guilt, definitely.
It's a huge amount of money.
It didn't stop him. He continued to have boys sleep over. It didn't stop him. He continued on.
What was his name? Macaulay Culkin, wasn't it, as well?
Yeah, Corey Feldman.
Never been confirmed, but
yeah, you just know, like, he's a victim. He's just not going to say.
Corey Feldman, same thing.
It must be. I mean, you had the whole Me Too movement, you know, but it feels like, I know that went a bit bizarre, but nothing has changed. Look at Philip Schofield. How can people have this knowledge, you know, of something that's going on in a building and just ignore it? But if it was their own children, would they ignore it? Of course they wouldn't.
Jamie, they're relying on apathy.
They knew.
On apathy.
Yeah, true.
You know, and they're relying.
Wendy's right. Elvis did. Priscilla was 14 when they met.
Yeah.
And she moved in with him. She got her parents' permission, and that was quite the genre for that. Chuck Berry did that. Jerry Lee Lewis did that. It was acceptable.
Jerry Lee Lewis, he was like punished for it, but
yeah,
Presley
it affected his career. Yeah,
and Presley went on through the years looking for other 14-year-olds.
Right? Yeah.
Goodness.
He used to say 14 will get you 20, as in, you know, gone with a 14 will get you 20 years in jail.
I didn't know this.
See, the thing is, like, I mean, I'm coming up 44 very soon. If I was single, I couldn't date anyone in their, like, early 20s or even go on I wouldn't even think of going on a date with a 20-year-old because there's such a big difference in life experience. I mean, you know, it just, I know, but it would just seem a bit strange to me, you know, that all the musical tastes that I grew up with are different. you know, you've got Katy Perry now. Katy Perry didn't exist when I was, younger. So you've not got a lot in common. But obviously, there are lots of billionaires that like to have, what do they call it? Totty? Is that the right word? Do they call it totty? Something young on your arm. But, that doesn't happen publicly so much with gay, bi, or lesbian couples too much. But, yeah, it was a big thing.
Well, you have the whole sugar baby movement.
That's the word I was looking for. That's the phrase I was looking for. Thank you. Yeah.
So who thinks it's right that supposedly that the British public have paid up to now 14 million to find Madeleine McCann?
I think that's it's ridiculous.
The parents did it.
Yes, I agree. Like, it was an accident or something, and it's.
Why aren't they doing that for all of the missing kids abroad?
Exactly.
Because Gordon Brown was in with Jerry McCann. Jerry McCann was on the nuclear board, and Jerry McCann could have made it really difficult because he was a radiologist.
Your mic's gone really low.
Sorry?
Your
mic's gone low.
Hang on, guys. Let's try and.
Might be Chris. I think he adjusted your mic.
I don't blame him.
Wicked laugh.
That situation in Spain with is it Madeleine? Yeah.
Yeah, Maddie.
That was all set up. That was
Portugal, you idiot.
all set up.
Oh, Portugal. No, we
Portugal.
get confused.
In Portugal, yeah.
And there was a lot of stuff. There was a lot of stuff strange about that place as well. A lot of weird things.
The Germans are busy searching the reservoir.
Yeah.
They've got some guy, the informer, and the British police are now over there, and more tax money is being spent searching for Madeleine McCann 16 years later.
Well, there only
makes no sense, does it?
Well,
No.
I hate to say it, but that little girl is deceased.
It's only two options. She's either alive and somewhere around the world, or she's not. That's the only option.
Definitely not alive.
My personal fault, and the only way that it can really work, was that they drugged the children because they were both doctors, and doctors are the worst people.
Allegedly.
Using prescription drugs. And what happened was they was all going to the tapas restaurant, so they needed to ensure that the children slept all night. They, they gave them sleeping pills. Madeleine, apparently, this is the best guess that the authorities could come up with.
Yeah, but Chrissy, can I make one comment before you say that? The police say if they don't find the missing person within 24 hours, there's a 90% chance they're going to be dead.
I know.
24 to 48, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. But what basically happened was Madeleine and her two brothers were drugged to keep them asleep whilst the parents went off to the tapas.
Yeah, that was in Prada de Luz.
Yeah.
Yes,
what happened
on
was,
screen. I put it on screen, yeah.
I've got a lot of faith in dogs. Yeah, dogs do not have hidden agendas.
Oh, yeah, the sniffer
that FBI dog spam blood behind the sofa.
Driver dogs. Yeah, they had a blood dog
and in the car, the hire car.
Yeah,
they've never got anything wrong. Them two
cadaver dogs. Cadaver dogs are brilliant. They really are.
They have one cadaver dog and one blood dog, right? And the blood dog pointed to the window of the apartment.
Yeah.
Out in Portugal, they have windowsills that are razor sharp tiled. What they reckon happened was that Madeleine went to the window, which is what any child of that age would do when she woke up, and they reckon that she slipped and fell and probably died accidentally on that window ledge, because that's where the blood.
She woke up.
Can I finish, please, bro?
She went out. She went out the front door to look for them.
Chris,
and somebody probably fucking scooped her up.
Can I finish, Chrissy? Can I finish, bro?
All theories are valid.
Sorry,
So
Chris.
yeah, I know they are, but you know, just interrupting like that. You know, if you let me put my point across, and we talk about yours. So the what they are saying, what most experienced people are saying, is that because the blood dog pointed to the window, yeah, she probably went to the window, which is what a kid of that age would do. They'd go to the light source. She probably fell, injured herself on the window, yeah, and died there in the apartment. Now, the very telling thing that the mother said was that when she went to check on Madeleine at around 10 o'clock, she saw that Cuddle Cat was placed on an inaccessible shelf to any of the children.
So, Chrissy, you're
Right?
trying to say that the parents fucking got rid of the body?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Now,
well, that's the theory.
Hear me out. So what happened was they got back to the apartment. They found her dead on the floor. And this is the crazy thing, right? People are like, well, how could parents do that? The thing is, right, if you're a doctor, you have killed people. Probably accidentally, yeah, but doctors kill people regularly, right? And a doctor is trained to deal with the living and not with the dead. You cannot save someone that's dead, so you deal with the living. So what's happened is she's come off that windowsill, she's split her head open, bled to death, whatever she's had. Poor girl, really feel sorry, but they've got back there, and because they're doctors, any accidental or unnatural death is going to be autopsied. If they'd have autopsied her body, they would have found the sedatives given to her and her brothers.
Toxicology.
That would be a criminal offence. That would be sort of like almost a manslaughter charge, and they would get both their boys taken away from them, and they would both do time, because they drugged their child and their child had died, right? So what they then done was they put the body into the boot of the car, thinking, right, we're gonna have to get rid of the body and say she's been nicked. Yeah. And then Jerry McCann saw that the skip lorries were because the skip lorries work over night time out there because of the heat, because the smell's less, it's because of the heat. They pick up the great big sort of wheelie bins over night time. He saw them coming and he transferred the body from the boot of the car into the wheelie bin. And that's why they only phoned the police at, I think it was 40 minutes past 10, even though they realised at 10 o'clock she was missing, apparently. Now, I'm not a fan of the old bill, but I tell you now, if one of my children went missing, I would be ringing the police within a minute. Yeah, they took 40 minutes to ring the police after they realised that she was missing. That doesn't fucking add up. And like I said, the silly bitch of a mother, she said in her police statement that she knew Madeleine had been taken because Cuddle Cat was on an inaccessible shelf to the children. So whoever had taken her, had taken Cuddle Cat, put it on the shelf that was too tall for the children to put it on, and then taken Madeleine. That tells you that the moment she walked in the room at 10 o'clock and realised Madeleine was gone, she knew she'd been abducted. Why did it take her 40 minutes to call the cops? Yeah, why did it take her 40 minutes to call the cops? Why did they phone Sky News before they phoned the cops?
Oops.
They phoned Sky News to say that their girl had been abducted before they phoned the police.
Yes, they
did.
Just mental.
All these little things point to Madeleine dying, and like I keep saying, them dogs, I've got a lot of faith in dogs. The blood dog said blood at the windowsill, and the cadaver dog detected the back of the car. Now, what people don't know is that the bins go to it's the biggest landfill site in Europe, I think. Yeah, basically it's on the Spanish and Portuguese border. And basically, hundreds of tons of rubbish go in there every day. Apparently, because they've got so many rats in there and it's so big, you've got thousands of tons of rubbish on top of anything that's put in there, and the rats will strip any fucking food articles, any bodies, will strip them in literally minutes. Yeah, they've put Madeleine, and there was a red a red sports bag that they took and didn't bring back. That they believe that basically they'd put her body in. and obviously, you know, the DNA in the boot of the car was obviously where they stored her temporarily before they come up with the idea to put her in the rubbish because they saw the tip, you know, the rubbish wagon coming.
Well, it's a plausible theory.
It's the theory that the government come up with, because I knew a guy that was Leicestershire Police that was personally detailed to them. And the thing is, it's like they set up the Find Madeleine site, which everyone thought was a charity. They had that set up so quick you wouldn't believe. And as I was saying, doctors kill people. Yeah, it's like, you know, it's like Lewis Hamilton crashes cars. He might be the best driver in the world or one of them, but ultimately to get there, you've got to crash a few cars to be the best driver.
Well, it's action in action.
Lewis Hamilton drive the Red Bull car?
Sorry, I didn't hear any of that, guys.
No, he's McLaren.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not interested in it.
Yeah, but
what I'm trying to say is that doctors kill people regularly.
Everyone watching, it's an open panel. If you want to jump in, just hit the link. You know how to do it by now. Big up, everyone.
Yeah, hi everyone in the chat. I can't see the chat, so I'm not ignoring
see the chat as well. So hi everyone on the chat. Anyway, what can I say, Chrissy?
But doctors don't kill people deliberately.
No,
you
can see the chat or inaction.
They have to learn how to deal with killing people accidentally.
Harold Shipman did. He killed a lot of people.
Yeah, killed about 300.
Doctors are trained to deal with.
Jen Tarragon said that Shipman was his auntie's doctor. Just on a side note, in the chat.
Really?
Who's doctor?
I think he was joking.
Shipman was evil. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Chrissy, what is your main subject that you talk about?
You're a perfect gentleman tonight.
Chrissy, come on.
I think.
Sorry, mate. Say again.
What is your main subject you talk about on your panel?
Politics probably is the thing I talk
Politics,
about.
yeah. Fucking, you know,
You still want to do that after everything, Chrissy?
It's all fucking corrupt, isn't it, Chrissy?
You still want to do all that after your experience?
Well, it's the noble thing to do, Jamie. It's the noble thing
Fair
to do.
enough.
The thing is, bro, I didn't like politics, and I still don't like politics. But ultimately, if we want to get things changed and as quick as possible,
you want to change it from within.
One at a time, guys. Can't hear.
All right, Jamie.
So you really want to try and change it from within, don't you?
Well, that's the way to do it. I mean, the thing is, Jamie, when I got offered to go into politics, I spoke to my dad, and my dad basically said to me, "Son,
I say one at a time."
I said to me, Dad, I've been asked to go into politics, blah blah blah. I've never thought it's going to change anything. And my dad basically turned around to me and he said, "Right, son, just imagine this, just put this in your head. There's a tank and it's fully fucking armored and ready to go, and you've got a fork. How do you defeat the tank with just a fork?" And there I am trying to be a clever fucker, and I'm saying to him, like, "Is it a garden fork? What sort of fork is it?" And he's like, "You've got a fork, like, cutlery, knife and fork, table, cutlery." And I'm like, right. And I'm thinking, right, what do I do? Do I slip it up the fucking turret and hope that when they fire? And he went, "No, son. What you do is you get inside the tank and then stab all the cunts in there." And I'm like, right. You won't fucking beat it if you're outside it. You need to get in it. And that's what I've done. Because I got tired of being someone that was complaining about everything, but not actually trying to change it. So I tried to change it. And I did well. I did very fucking well. I almost got the council brought into special measures.
Politicians are all corrupt, all of them.
No, they're not. I wasn't a corrupt politician. I wasn't. And the thing is,
did you stand as an independent?
Why don't we change them? Why don't we become them?
You're with them.
Anyway, yeah, Wendy, yeah, Wendy.
I'm not with them.
It's
I'm not
nice
with
to
them.
see you, man.
them.
We haven't seen you around, Wendy.
Yeah. It's been a long time.
I've been sitting back and listening when I've got time, and I found it very funny what's been going on recently.
Isn't it just?
You, Wendy, seeing Jupiter taking such a fucking tumble?
Jesus, yeah.
Down, hasn't she? Oh my God, sitting there with Brian Hurl and bloody Esau. Oh my word, unbelievable. And then carrying on the way they did.
And what's your thoughts on Jupiter and Moon?
I think they're past their sell-by date, and they should shut up whinging.
The gangster grannies.
Yeah,
past their sell-by date.
And stop carrying on and causing trouble.
Bonfire. That's all I've got to say.
Yeah, you know, they just like to cause trouble all the time by talking about people. I heard Chrissy Morris was being brought up the other day. For no reason, they just bring people into conversation, talk about them.
And Moon are out of date.
They're past their sell-by date.
They've never been in.
Wendy, they're too busy mollycoddling Sean.
Oh, look,
they're
Sean.
Sour.
I've been.
Sean's going to end up in a lot of trouble.
Hang on, I remember being in a so-called hive. And they would kick Sean out and he'd come back in, kick Sean out and he'd come back in. And he'd always try this, I'm going to hurt myself rubbish.
Yeah.
He's been doing it for years.
It's like the boy who cried wolf.
Yeah, and now he's got
very much so.
Yeah, but what will happen is he's got those two, you know, lording them around everywhere, but they'll turn on him. They turn on them in seconds, milliseconds.
I'll give it a month.
And when, like you say, the boy that cried wolf,
Shell
you
said,
know, I mean...
Shell said, yeah, the Zimmer frame crew.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
gangster
so funny.
grannies. The gangster grannies.
Or toxic.
Shell, you crack me up.
I mean, the dirty, filthy way Jupiter talks. Women, I know it's an old-fashioned view, but I don't believe women should talk like that. It's just disgusting. I couldn't talk like that.
What about Zimmer ladies? The Zimmer ladies. Well, it is 1:30 in the morning.
They're arguing with people that have got far more energy than them. That's why they've got to be so vulgar and disgusting in their manner, because they can't.
If I was Bab McKay's age and I was on the internet talking how I talk with my children and grandchildren listening to me, I would be mortified. It's abhorrent.
Yeah.
It's the dancing that I think is too far.
Babs is a demon from hell.
The fucking
Awful
bikini
lady.
dancing is too much,
definitely.
mate. Does it for me, mate.
But honestly, I've tried to be impartial and just listen. So obviously, I don't know everything about this little part of YouTube. I've been in a different little bit part of YouTube, and it's just like every time I try to listen to Jupiter or Moon, it does go down the line of, and I'm sorry to say it, bums, tits, asses, and the rest of it, you know. And then it's talking about dildos and, you know, and scratching bits and whatever, or masturbating. I mean, look, we're all adults. We like a bit of an innuendo. You know, if you want an innuendo, I'd be happy to give you one kind of comedy. But it's every time they're on.
Yeah, but it's when they say certain things regarding about what you're saying, Jamie, is to hurt someone, or is it for jokes?
Look, I that stream where Den Tarragon went on, and that would never have happened if it wasn't for Jupiter and Moon, because they were giving Sean a false security blanket, if you like, and Sean got ahead of himself and thought he'd been big guy and accusing Dent Harrigan of being whoever. And he would never have done that if those two hadn't been there. You know, with
telling Sean to kettle him. Telling Sean to kettle him. Pour
Thing is with Sean, from what I see, is, you know, Sean likes to wear his King of Scotland hat and he lives in his own world. And, you know, bigging him up on certain fronts is putting him at risk and encouraging him to take greater risk that he can't control. And the thing is, you know, at least, you know, didn't go round there, smash down his door, and like some people might have done, for example. Some people
they got in the car and they went looking for Rodney, for Christ's sake.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, but Sean is vulnerable, but he doesn't know right from wrong.
And Moon was saying the other day, and I just laughed. I thought, "What? Yeah, okay then." She said, "Oh, if he'd come to my door, I'd have gone out there and knocked him out." I don't think so.
Why would you do that? Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, she couldn't. Anyway, she couldn't.
Yeah.
Physically capable of doing so. Idiot
Telling
woman.
people to stab the dog was the one that was too far.
Yeah, exactly. And
It became dangerous all of a sudden. It was just a dog.
it was a dog that was quite placid. It had a nice chain on it, what you call a bling chain, you know, for effect. There was no violence. I don't actually believe if Sean had opened his door that there would have been violence, but it was kind of a bit like a hard lesson, bit of tough love. Like, you know, if I was someone else, you'd be on the floor by now. And Sean didn't get the message.
The thing the point
You
I'd
just
like to
say sorry and get it over and done with.
You know, you've got Michaela basically saying about, you know, like he shouldn't have gone around the house and stuff like that. But I remember a few months ago, Hector was threatening to go around your house, Wendy.
That's right, love. Yeah.
I mean,
Michaela's like,
I mean, I'll be honest.
Going around to a man's house.
I mean,
but
I mean, I'll be honest.
Hector aren't out of order.
Yeah, they went around to Rodney's.
Hector and Jupiter.
Yep. Jupiter and Hector went around to Rodney's.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I don't agree with doorstepping. I'll be honest about it. But if you're going to be doorstepped, just for an apology, and that's all that's going to happen, and you know, then, and you know you've done wrong, then you just say, "I am sorry. I won't do that again," and you just close the door. Lesson learned. You know,
by doorstepping someone, you are actually, you know, elongating the slight on you. So, you know, if someone calls you a name and you then go around there to find an apology, you're actually promoting their slander on you. So in a way, it's like...
Yeah, but he might not have posted the video if Sean had opened it, you know, might not have posted it. He was recording it, but he might, you know, they might not have posted it had Sean opened the door, said sorry, and then maybe Dent Harrigan would have been along the lines of, right, I've got it on video, I'm not going to upload it, but you ever say it again, I'm uploading it. You know, something like that. I'm just trying to sort of think, maybe that's what I would do if I was in that situation.
It probably would have got uploaded, but the point is, right, that Sean got himself out of one toilet and jumped straight into another worse
toilet. Straight away.
And this is why I was frustrated with him, because I did spend quite a bit of time trying to sort of like, you know, chill him out and say to him, mate, get on with your life. You're wasting your life on this fucking pointless shit. You know, and he jumped straight from one toilet into another.
He doesn't listen.
No, I know. And the thing is, he craves the attention. He craves the attention. And the thing is, right, and I'm not agreeing with what Den done, because I wouldn't do it. I mean, Sean called me a nonce, you know, a couple of days ago. You don't see me getting all mad and aerated about it. Like I give a fuck about what a fantasy king of Scotland fucking thinks about me or says about me. But the point is that one day he's going to come unstuck, because someone will take him up on it, and he needs to learn a lesson, hopefully without any violence involved or anything like that. But he's you know, he's got people around him that are encouraging this, because he is a desperate attention seeker.
Well, he needs community support to try and, you know, make him understand about this.
Did you hear the phone call?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I mean, you know, I was pretty fucking... I didn't have a lot of time. Yeah, I had to get what I thought in. And the thing is, I'm quite frustrated about it all because it's all I've ever done is help that guy. And, you know, I've been sent clips of him fucking starting to slag me off. And it's just because he's trying to make friends with people that will turn on him. I'll give him a month before they turn on him.
Oh, they turn on him. Okay, yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
Esau was already calling him a fat cunt online within about 24 hours. You know?
Yeah.
And the thing is, mate, it's like, he thinks that Jupiter is going to be his savior and stuff like that. Well, Esau and Jupiter are absolutely desperate to fall out. And when they do, where's Sean going to be in the middle of that? Sean is going to be the person that takes the brunt from both of it, because Esau and Jupiter are going to go at each other, and they're not going to be able to have any fucking friends that can be seen to be intimidated by the other one. So they'll both turn on Sean.
Yeah, it all becomes a kid's playground. You're friends with me, but if you're friends with them, then you can't be friends with me.
Be friends with them.
Anyway, Chrissy, I'm surprised with you, today. The way you've behaved and the way you spoke to me.
Bro,
and
I'm not.
No. 1 sec. Can I finish? When I'm speaking.
Yeah, go on, bro. Go on. I
Right.
thought you had finished. That's why I said something.
Are you being dumb or are you playing a game?
What? I'm not doing either, you idiot.
All right. Listen to me. What you did today and the things you said to me, listen back. I've never said a bad word about you. And let me tell you something, Chris. Everyone can see.
On here.
Where's that music?
It's on the stream.
Anyway, Chris.
I can't hear you.
Have some fucking respect.
Hey? Chris, is that you, bro?
It's Chris. He's playing music. It's on the stream.
Right. Sorry, Shines. Go on. Talk sensibly, mate.
Talk sensible. What the fuck?
Well, you weren't making much sense before, so what have you got to say?
All right, then you don't need to speak to me then. I always make fucking sense.
You started speaking to me. I'm asking you what you were saying because I couldn't hear.
No, you're saying now, but you're saying I'm not making sense. So if I'm not fucking making sense, then shut the fuck up.
Shines, you weren't making sense earlier.
Listen, then shut up then.
Phone call. You were saying you were going to make one phone call.
Shut up and let me speak. Yeah?
Go on then.
Idiot?
You are. All this, I'll make one phone call. That's stupid. That's idiotic. But
no,
Shines,
it's true.
Let's forget about that. Let's forget about that.
True.
And try and move forward. What have you got to say?
True. It is true, Chris.
Do it then. Do it then, idiot.
One phone call and what? What?
Shines said earlier on that he's only got to make one phone call, and I don't know, Shines, what was you saying?
Well, if you listen to what I said a few years ago, from the beginning when I met you, I told you that I've got contacts in certain places. Yes
rather than
or no?
glasses?
Do you
Rather than
fucking
glasses,
remember,
yeah?
Chris? Do
No,
you
I don't
fucking
remember. No, I
Yes
don't
or no?
remember. You obviously remember talking to me more than I remember talking to you.
All right.
So,
Anyway,
Shines,
you're gonna
what
remember
are you
me.
saying?
Yeah.
What are you saying, bro?
Yeah.
What are you saying, bro?
Do you remember I said your work and I've got contact in it as well? Yes or no?
No,
I asked you
What, 2 years ago. No, I don't.
I asked you regarding about the businesses. Do you have a close?
I remember you saying something about businesses, but not 2 years ago.
Anyway,
and
shut
we never
up.
bottomed it out, mate.
You're
we
a
never
fucking
bottomed it
idiot.
out.
You know what? You showed yourself up today, Chris.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think you showed yourself
All right,
up because you're making
we'll see.
stupid
We'll
threats.
see.
You're
Yeah, we'll
making
see.
stupid. Okay, what am I going to see? Tell me what I'm going to see.
Have I called you a twat? Have I called you? I've always been good to you and been
And
nice
so have
with
I to you.
And you
And
fucking
so have I to
flipped.
you.
No. You flipped. Listen, you
No, I
flipped
haven't flipped.
and you
You've
attacked
flipped.
me
I've
for
not
no
threatened
reason.
you. You've
And
threatened
now,
me.
listen to me. Mute up.
No.
Listen.
You don't tell me
Mute
what
up.
to do,
Everyone
Shines.
can see
I've
what
not
kind of
threatened
person
you.
you are.
You
You
have
know when they
threatened
listen,
me.
shut the fuck up.
No,
I
I'm not
swear
going to
to
shut
God,
the fuck up,
everyone's going to
idiot.
see the person that you
I've
are.
not
And to
threatened
be honest,
you,
I'm going
but
to...
you have threatened idiot.
What?
Now, what are you trying to say about making one phone call?
Don't worry about it. It's
Well,
simple.
why say it then, you idiot?
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. So
I'm
stop
not worried
fucking
about it, but
mentioning
why
it.
say it? Why can't you
Because
talk
you
like
know.
an adult? Why can't you talk
You
like an adult?
fucking idiot you are. You know that.
No, you're the idiot because you're the one
No,
making threats
you
on the
are the
internet
fucking
that you
idiot.
can't
Listen.
fucking pull through on.
Listen. From day one to now, today...
When was day one?
Listen, today
When was
you
day
called
one?
me stupid. I'm
When
slow.
was day
anyone?
Yeah.
one?
Listen.
When was day
You
one,
pushed
Shine?
it today. Listen, it's not all about you, Chris, yeah?
I'm
Be
not
careful,
saying it
Chris.
is. I'm asking you to fucking
No.
explain yourself.
Don't worry about it, Chris.
When
I
was
say
day
what I've got to
one,
say.
Shines?
Listen.
When was day one?
Listen, from day one to now.
When was day one? Was it a year ago? Was it 2 years ago? Was it 5 minutes ago?
Fucking
When is
Anyone
day
got
one, you idiot?
skull. From day one, I met you on the panel.
Oh my
we always.
God, he's an idiot.
What?
You're an idiot. When was day one? You're saying from day one. When is day one?
Are you thick?
Yes, obviously. Because I'm not asking you a simple question. You're saying from day one. You mentioned 2 years ago.
Fucking
Did tell you
Chris,
2
you know
years
that.
ago.
Nobody likes you, Chris.
Oh no, you don't like me. And that's such a playground fucking insult. I've got 18,000 subs that like me.
I don't drink, but I need one.
18,000 subs that like me,
You
Shine.
started today on me, and I said
I
from
asked
day
you
one,
to
I've
ask
never
your
disrespected
question.
you. I've got on well with you, and today
Yeah,
you
I know,
changed.
and I
Yeah.
simply
So
asked
fuck
you.
you. No,
I
listen,
simply
fuck you
asked
now.
you
Yeah,
to ask
listen to
your
me carefully.
question because
And
you're
listen to me carefully.
verbally the equivalent of watching paint dry.
Shut up.
No, I won't shut up.
You shut up.
Come on, so
You
what am I
fucking
waiting for?
idiot.
The threats that you've made,
Oh,
what are they?
What threats? All right, you
made
do you want to
threats
take my
saying
house?
it'll take one
do you want to
phone
take
call.
my house?
What?
Do you want to go to the lawyers?
Bruv, I don't think you can
Shut the
afford
fuck
to.
up, you sick
Mate, I'll
fucking
take your lawyers
idiot.
on.
You can't do fuck all.
I'm not saying I want to do fuck all. I'm asking you what threat you're making because you were
What
saying
threat?
about one phone call.
That's not a threat.
Oh Jesus!
One call
fucking
is
sounded
my
like a threat
friend.
to me. When you turn around and say I can fuck you over in one phone call,
Stop
you said something about
changing it.
fucking me over in one phone call.
Shines knows like the Turkish mafia that import heroin. So he could have you ironed out in the night.
I can never get a kebab again.
You are a fucking
Shines a legend,
idiot, Chris.
Mate, but what the fuck was he
Listen to
threatening me
me.
with?
I could do with a
You
kebab.
are a fucking idiot.
No,
Can we
Shine.
just agree to disagree?
Listen, you
were
are.
the one making
And
threats,
now
Shine.
I understand why so many people hate you.
It's gone too far for that.
Your
So now,
bollocks
let
and
me tell you
stand
something.
up like a man
You
and tell me
got a
what you
dirty
want.
mouth, and I'm
Tell
going to
me
shove
what you
some
want.
fucking soap in your mouth.
Oh, really?
Wash
How
your
are you going to
fucking
do that
mouth.
then? How are you going to do that then?
Dickhead.
How are you going to do that then? How are you going to do that then?
Hello. What are we going to talk about now?
Yes, please.
I don't know. I just want to know
Chris,
what Shines is
Chrissy,
threatening me with.
you just fucking listen. You fucking
No,
embarrass
I'm not
yourself.
listening to
you.
you.
Know that.
Answer the questions and we can have
No, listen. When I
Shines,
say
you're a
something,
wanker.
you
Shines, you're a
fucking
wanker.
mute up. Listen, it's not
You
all
are
about
you are full of fucking mouth.
Mute up.
You are
Listen
a
to
wanker.
me. When I tell
Shines,
oh
you're a
dear.
wanker.
Do
Shines,
I call you names? Do I call
yes,
you
you have,
wankers?
yeah.
Do I call you?
Me. You've made threats towards me.
Listen, when I'm speaking, you mute up.
No, you
You
don't get to
mute
tell
up.
me that. You don't get to tell me that. I'll listen to you if you
Mute
answer my
up
question.
when I'm speaking.
What are you talking about? One phone
Guys,
call.
guys.
Speaking.
When are you coming round then, Shines?
Up.
When are you
Chris
coming round to
CFC
put soap in
show.
my mouth?
Mute up.
When are you coming round to put soap in my mouth?
Guys, relax.
5 more minutes.
Seriously.
5 more minutes, and I'm ending the stream.
That's a good point.
Relax.
I'm just about.
I didn't make no
Shines
threats. Shut the fuck up.
Idiot.
You fucking.
Shines is the one making the threats.
No.
Cassie, give me a
He's a
baseball bat. I'll deal with it.
What threats have I made?
You said you were coming around and put soap in my mouth just now, didn't you?
I didn't say I'm going to come round. I said,
well, how are you going to put soap in my mouth then, you idiot, if you're not coming round? You're going to do it virtually?
You fucking... Listen, don't test me.
What, are you going to sit in your bedroom and fantasize?
Right, guys, I'm going to go.